Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the best damn movie show on the internet. It's Geeks of the Roundtable Day, the best damn day of the week. And of course, I'm not here alone. I am with Mr. Mimic himself, who was trying to copy me. My co-host, as always, Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
I did a pretty good job mimicking you.
You
I would
did.
say.
You did.
I know exactly what you're gonna say at every single time. I know exactly what you're doing at every other time too when we're not doing this. Sometimes
Okay.
I just know that like you're in the bathroom and you're having fun,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go have fun too, and then we have fun at the exact same time. I know when you're watching movies. And everyone watching, if you're clicking on this right now, I know what you're doing right now. You're watching the best fucking movie show on the internet. So
Boom. There you go. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Shout out right now to Gico PA and our good friend, Real James. James, if you are available, let me know and you can join the show because you're getting major shout outs for our main topic today that came in very late last night.
I was
For
surprised
me,
you were still
obviously,
up. I was surprised you
because
were
I'm
still up.
in because I'm in Europe.
And I want everyone to know this is usually what happens. Like Ren will go to bed. So like before when we had the shows on Thursdays, Ren would wake up, or like we would like have our day, do the podcast, and a big thing drops. Now it's
Yeah.
you go to bed and usually in a big
And a
fucking
big
thing
things
drops.
drops.
And I message you and I'm like, Ren, you probably should change the topic now.
Yeah, I was like, fine. It's 1 a.m. I'll change the topic. I'll change the
Yeah.
thumbnel tomorrow, but I'll add the topic right now. And I
The
changed
thumbnail's
the
good.
title.
The thumbnail's good.
Yeah. So thank you to James. We'll shout you out later. He's at the gym right now. It's Arms Day. Was Arms Day for me too. So let's get this started, everyone. You know how this works. First half, we talk about some news. We do our weekly rankings, which is the latest addition to the show, which I really love to do. I love doing it with Zach as well. When you all share your topics. But on the second half, you ask questions. You give us your topics to talk about, and you can do that in three ways. You can either just type it in the live chat, and we'll do our best to get to it during the runtime of the show, or you can not only ask questions but support the channel while you do it by just going through the tip link in the description or super chat, because you'll not only be asking great questions, you'll also be supporting the show. So thank you so much right now for everyone watching, and let's get this started with a weekly rank. I'm going to do mine first because it was a slow week and it was only one thing I didn't like from what I saw. So coming in the last place out of the four things I watched this week is, sorry about that. Out of the four things I watched this week comes The Bad Batch. The final episode of this first season really has to do something stupidly amazing to have me going back on season 2, because I'm going to finish the season. I'll talk about the season, and right now I'm just edging off because it's not a particularly bad show. I know Zach is really enjoying it overall, and he still has issues with it. I know a lot of you are enjoying it overall, but I just don't care. I don't give a shit about what's going on. I've come to realize that, and so the Bad Batch seriously has to work to win me over personally, win me back at least, because I really did like the premiere episode, and there were one or two episodes midway through the season where I was like, this is good, more of this. So that comes in last place. In third place, I'm going to have Vivo, the new Netflix animated movie from Sony Pictures, now streaming, came out yesterday. Really solid, really sweet, heartwarming film that takes you in for a wild ride at the 17-minute mark. I know that's incredibly specific, but they pull out something that I'm like, okay, did not expect that, and it's effective, and it worked. I wish. Different movie.
Okay.
Coming in second place, Free Guy, which I was lucky enough to watch on Thursday. Thank you so much to Disney UK for the invite. It was an amazing experience, and guys, do be careful because there's already a major spoiler out there that is so incredible. You deserve to have no idea that it shows up in the film.
It's not even that big of a thing. Like it's a big
No,
thing,
it's
but
one
it's
quick moment.
Yeah,
it's like a
literally less than
second
3
on screen,
seconds. Yeah.
but the effect, the ripple effect of that moment, the entire theater was like, holy shit! And
whole
everyone
third
was
act.
cheering,
The whole third
applauding. It's amazing. Free Guy is a ton of fun, much better than I was expecting. And I was going into it excited because I do really love not only Ryan Reynolds, but I do love Sean Levy as a director. I do love him. And he says that Real Steel 2 may still happen. So let's hope for that one as well. And in at first place, I actually think I ranked this last week. But you know what? Came out this week over there in America for you all to enjoy. The Suicide Squad is still awesome a week later. And that comes in at my number 1. All right, Zach, what's your weekly rank, my friend?
I mean, I'm keeping the Suicide Squad again. I'm gonna rank it. So coming in last is the Bad Batch, but that's not. I actually enjoyed it. I liked the Bad Batch. I thought this was an episode where I was like, finally, something's happening again. But I am a little surprised that season 2 is happening, but I also read that they already had confirmed it beforehand, so they've been working on it. It'll probably come out early next year. It just goes back to I enjoy this show for what it is when it focuses on the Batch and the actual issues, but when they do these little fucking side missions, it goes back to like why I didn't like Clone Wars fully. And when I need to rank the TV shows, dear God, it's going to be tough because they meander a lot in this show just as they did in Clone Wars. And I'm really hoping next week's episode does bring what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to bring a big sacrifice to the team, and I think they need to whittle down those stakes. I think it needs to happen. I'm probably wrong. Captain Rex is probably going to jump in to save them. But I will tell you guys, the effect of what they destroyed this week honestly kind of hit a gut punch for me on my nostalgia because it was like one of my favorite things back in the day. So again, this episode worked for me. Definitely better than the weeks previous, but there's a couple questions I have with certain characters that I'm like, I like what you're doing, but you really need to explain this right now. So I'm into the show. Season 2, I'm indifferent if I'm going to cover it or not. I think I need to see the first 2 episodes, but again, they might trick me again and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But what sucks, Ren, though? The 1 week I don't do the thing, I got tons of messages asking why I didn't do it. So now it sucks because now I know I have an audience. So like I need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I probably will do season 2 no matter what. I just hope they really much take what they did. Because same thing with Rebels. First season, okay, this is good, but it's not great. Season 2, season 3, season 4, holy fucking shit. It just went. So maybe that's what's going to go on Bad Batch, Coming up next, and this is a movie that I actually really liked. Like everything up above, I really enjoyed. Annette. One of the weirdest fucking experiences I've ever done. I got home from my Free Guy screening, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch this now. And I put it on at 11 o'clock at night. I'm sitting there watching it, and you can't stop it. Couldn't stop it. Couldn't do anything. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm being serious, guys. This is the weirdest musical you'll ever watch. There's a part where they're singing and having sex, and
it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, but it's very hot too. Let me just
it is.
Two of the hottest stars in Hollywood right now, man. And Adam Driver fucking takes the biggest dick swing in a fucking film. And I'm not saying he shows his dick or anything, but like he seriously like it's a big swing. Like it's like he took his pants off and said, "I'm gonna give the weirdest performance and the most creative." Like he takes it. So same with Marion Cotillard. Like they both take this concept and just run with it. It's the more I think about it, the more I like this movie. You guys should really check it out. Next is Free Guy, which I title as one of the best video game movies ever made. Yes, it's
not a video game movie.
It's not a video game adaptation, but it is still a video game. It's a video game. It's a fucking video game. It's a fucking video game. It literally is about a video game in the video game industry, and it's poignant on that. I love how it's kind of the Truman Show for this generation in the way that it touches on not just the industry, but our world and as well. And I think the movie is clever and it's smart, and the third act is fucking great. In fact, each act got better and better as the film went on. When the film started, I was super excited for this. I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. This is fun. Second act kicks in. I'm like, this is fucking great. Third act kicked in. I was like, I love this. I have like small little issues with it, but overall, it was so funny. It's a great family film too. Let me say that. Yeah. This is a really good family film with the jokes, because there's jokes for adults and there's the jokes for kids. The kids will get all the video game references, and the adults will get some of the jokes about socks and things like that. But it is really Yes, and there are Easter eggs in here, guys, that are just put a big
Oh,
fucking smile on your face.
it's overloaded. It's
There's
overloaded
one
with
there's
Easter eggs.
one actor in here that when they pop up, and they pop up within like, I don't know if they're in the trailers or anything. I don't think they are. I don't think.
If it's the one I think you're talking
Yeah.
about, it's their back pops up in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's one actor that shows up in here, and they show up literally the first scene, and I'm like,
It's
is
the
that
first
that
person you
person?
see in the movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, is that
Yeah.
person? And
Exactly.
Then, and
I
then,
was like,
and then later in the movie, they do confirm, okay, it is this
yeah.
person. I'm like, oh yes,
Yeah.
this is perfect. And it was funny. I'm like, I missed it. It's someone you haven't seen in movies in like fucking probably like 5 years at this point. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, to say the least,
So,
for sure.
but this is seriously, guys, a really good movie. And of course, my number one, The Suicide Squad. I fucking love this movie. I'm going to see it again tonight with my family.
I'm going to see it again tonight, too.
Yep.
My housemate.
And then I'm going to take my girlfriend tomorrow. I'm fucking hyped. She wanted to go see Jungle Cruise. I said, nope, we're seeing Suicide Squad. I'll take you next week, Jungle Cruise. We're going to see Suicide Squad. I'm like, I want you to experience. She goes, it's on HBO. I said, I don't care. I want you to experience it in theaters.
Good,
like
man.
Just remember
to tell her. Just remember to tell her in certain scenes. That's where Ren is from.
Yeah, dude. So the second rewatch, once you said that, dude, I was watching that and I was getting fucking emotional. I was like, that's my friend's place. That's my friend's place. I want to go there. I want to go there, dude. It's fucking beautiful, dude. I wish they had more about it, but man, oh my god, that whole little. Now I'm getting teary-eyed. That's one of the most emotional moments in the film.
It is.
Oh god, dude, the score. I fucking love the movie. I love the movie. It's one of the best comic book films ever made. I will literally defend the shit out of this film until the end of the day. Like, it just baffles me that like we would have never gotten this movie if Marvel never fired him, and now we're getting two fucking movies from James Gunn, fucking Guardians, and now this. Dude, I love it. I literally love this movie. And it's amazing to me because I walked in going, King Shark's gonna be my favorite, and they're all my favorite. Every single one of them is my favorite, except Peacemaker. Peacemaker's a fucking joke.
I love Peacemaker.
I do too.
All right.
Before
we move on to,
I need all of them for liberty.
Before we move on to our main topics, we got good support of the show, John Lover 1, to show full design of the T-shirt, and Zach doesn't have a design, so he's just going to narrate my. But there's still no design unless you have a big chest tattoo. But before we continue, let us show John the design of my T-shirt while Zach narrates, because I'm going to have to take the microphone down so it doesn't cover the T-shirt. So this is my T-shirt. I'm going to take out your question too. John.
Oh, look at this! Born in the U.S. Hey, Captain America, America's ass, the finest ass you can find in all of America.
And there you go. Yep. So that's the ass, that's the shirt, a mix of Avengers Endgame with Bruce Springsteen, the boss. So thank you for the support and for the question, John. Thank you very much.
Was Bruce big in Portugal, by the way?
I don't know if he's big in... Yeah, he is. He is very big. Very, very big.
That's what I was wondering, because I know worldwide he was like pretty big.
Yeah. All right. For our first main topic, ladies and gentlemen, we not only got a release date, but we got a first official image for Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. The show will officially premiere next year on September 2nd, 2022. So we're just a little over a year away, and this image looks fucking gorgeous. I don't know about you, but I love the look of this. That to me, if I can zoom in, that to me looks like Galadriel for sure. Looking over the place where the elves live.
You can tell this costs $485 million.
For sure. I love the look of this. I'm not even the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I love the movies. They're great movies. Just, I don't rank them like in my top 10 of all time, but I'm loving the way this looks. I think the hype is starting to get here, and I think it's only going to get bigger when the first teaser comes out. And Zach, question for you. Obviously, how do you think this looks? What do you feel about the release date? But since now we have a date, we have a first image. Comic-Con is coming in October. Do you think we get a trailer there?
I still think that Comic-Con gets canceled because it's actually November.
Okay.
That's the one
Oh,
that
it's
gets
no. Oh
fucking.
yeah, it's
It's the
Thanksgiving.
fucking yeah, and I'm
Thanksgiving.
like, this is the dumbest thing. No one's going. No one's gonna. I mean, people
Yeah.
will go, but like, press members aren't. I'm not gonna go. Fuck that.
Not
I'm not
Comic
gonna
Con
go.
numbers. It won't do Comic Con
Yeah, and I mean,
numbers.
it doesn't need to, but I think this is again something they should do it live too. Like they. Anyways, I don't think I think we get an image or actual trailer February or March, to start
Okay.
pushing it. Maybe a teaser this year, but man, this is awesome. I can't wait to see what we get from this. You know what makes me sad though?
Mm.
It's a show. That doesn't make me sad. We're not going to see this in theaters. Just like looking at this, I'm like,
Then again, you never know. Like the first
yeah,
episode might premiere in theater, especially in
that is
America, where
true.
that's a normal
I know
thing.
HBO did that with Game of Thrones. They actually did the
Exactly.
whole season 7 in theaters. Like you could go and
Oh
see it like the
wow.
week after. On
Okay.
because one of my friends did the first two. I think maybe they only did the first two, but I'm pretty sure they did like every episode, and they did pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been saying it, dude. I would pay to go see the fucking Mandalorian episodes, like watch it at night and then go the next day and see it in fucking theaters. I'd pay for that shit. But this is awesome, man. I'm really, really impressed with this. Like just this image alone, coming September 2022. That's a big date, and it's smart to layer that because layer that a year in advance. People will stop fucking asking you. Plus, you won't have to worry if anything else big is happening. I will tell you this
Yeah.
though. It's gonna be very interesting to see what Marvel and Star Wars show
DC.
might be coming around
Oh.
there. DC too, but definitely those two. I have a feeling we'll probably end up seeing Andor around that time,
Okay.
just because Andor's like 16 episodes, so it is gonna go through like a lot of the
Yeah.
year. But
True.
yeah, definitely very very hyped for this. I love the original Lord of the Rings movies, and I'm excited. It's funny how the rights are though, because Warner Brothers still could make a Lord of the Rings film if they wanted to, or a show.
True. True. It's weird how the rights in this case are working, which I personally haven't investigated too much into, but it's just funny the fact that yes, Warner Brothers owns it, but this one is airing on Amazon
Well,
Prime.
so it's
It's
like
just
it's
weird.
because Amazon can only do till a certain time period and behind it,
Hmm.
and from what I understand, Warner Brothers I think can do The Hobbit and above.
Okay, yeah, that adds up. Alrighty. So, Zach, what is your verdict on this image of potentially Galadriel, and this first look at Lord of the Rings? Because if this tells us something, it's that it's going to look fucking great.
Yeah, this is a huge night. I know the first two episodes are directed by the guy who did A Monster Calls, which gets me
Yeah,
really excited.
Jay
So
Bayona.
yeah, which I'm sold. I'm sold. Let's
Hmm.
just see the fucking show. It's been way too long at this point.
Yeah.
I know COVID was a big thing about it. We probably would have gotten it this year, but like, yeah, man, this thing has been in development for so many years.
It is, but they got a great team. This is also getting a night for me. I think it looks amazing. And look, it's fantasy. That's my thing. You're giving me a fantasy show. I'll be there to at least give it a chance. And also later this year, we got Wheel of Time. I cannot wait for that because I've always wanted to read the books, but never happened to read the books. So I'm going in blind, which is the perfect way to go into anything. Super night for me as well. All right, Zach, why don't you take us into our second main topic?
All
Because you're
right,
the only one who
everybody.
can talk about it.
Yeah. So Venom, Let There Be Carnage dropped its second official trailer, probably the final one. Actually, probably not, because the movie's probably gonna get fucking pushed back. No release date on this trailer. Says in theaters this fall.
Yeah.
Damn. I think
Fall is a long ass time.
Yeah, I think they're waiting to see. Actually, you know what? I think we get an announcement this week because I think they were waiting to see how Suicide Squad did. But you can't trust Suicide Squad because it's on HBO Max too. And honestly,
True.
a lot of the people I've talked to have watched it on HBO Max only.
Yeah.
They all told me, why do I have to go to the theaters?
And it also came out last week in a lot of territories outside the US.
Yep, exactly. So I think they're waiting to see how like Free Guy and stuff does, and then just push it. This was a great trailer, though. I still contend, though, if you're not a fan of the first Venom, I don't think you're gonna like this one. It's definitely again same humor, same stuff like that, exactly like. And I know Ren, you don't like that, but it literally is the exact same humor. And I'm sure.
So for someone like me, if I didn't like the first trailer, the first Venom, I watched the first trailer for this new one, and I was like, yeah, still they're going the same route, so it's not working for me. This trailer would have not convinced me otherwise.
Nope. Do you want to hear one of the jokes? There's one joke in it that I know you would
Sure.
have been mad at.
Just
Not
don't tell
mad,
me
but-
like context, who says
Okay,
it
I won't.
or something.
So someone goes, "Oh, that's a red one. I'm not fighting that." And then just
That doesn't sound too bad.
you don't think so? Okay, I
No.
loved it. I fucking loved it. But a lot of my friends were like, "That's so stupid." That's,
Yeah, in context, it might even work, like, or it might be even worse. Like the way you told me that,
I can't
I'm
tell
hearing
you,
that.
but I'm trying to tell
It's
you
not
how
something that
how
I'd
they
be
didn't
bothered
say
by.
it, you know.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I will say the visual effects looks fucking great. The way that they have
Mm-hmm.
Carnage and the way that they do Cletus with him, awesome.
Mhm.
All
right.
I'm not sold. They do show how he gets Carnage. I'm not sold on that, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm also not versed in Carnage's origins too much in the comics, so maybe
Mhm.
there is an origin story like that.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm sold. I'm still going to be there first day. I'm excited to see this version of Venom and Carnage and Andy Serkis's next directorial debut because he's freaking great as a director,
Yeah.
especially with
True.
CGI. So I know the action and stuff will be great, and it looks great. I just think it's the story and the tone that people aren't going to be a fan of. And again, I think it goes down to, but this movie made a lot of money in China, and it's going to make a lot of money in China again. I mean, that's just the truth. And to be honest,
Fair point.
that might be the only reason they pushed it back is that they can't release it in China right away.
Mhm.
Because China's literally what got Fast 9 money. The reason Black Widow has no money is because of China. It's not out there because of the Disney Plus Premier Access. And the other big element to it all is I think another movie they're waiting on is Shang-Chi. I could see if Shang-Chi doesn't do big numbers in the beginning of September, even though Venom's the last week, they'll pull it. They don't care.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was there anything in this trailer like that you thought showed too much, or was there anything new that was like, oh, didn't expect that? I like that the inclusion of whatever that is in the movie.
There's two fight scenes that aren't story context, and I can't tell where they're at in the movie.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But
Mhm.
I have a feeling they're at the end. I have a feeling it's the final fight scene. Which
Yikes.
and I could be wrong. This could be like maybe the middle one or the first one. Because we saw a little bit of it in the first trailer, but in context of now seeing it in the trailer, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this seems like it's the final one.
Okay.
Or maybe the one leading up to the final one. But even then, the first Venom didn't show the final fight scene. So they might be smart and not be showing it. There was something that came out, though. There was another behind-the-scenes trailer. I don't know if you saw that. Did you hear
No.
about that? So 3C did a video on this because I didn't know about it. And I
Oh
wanna
yeah,
mention-
you sent me the C3 video.
Yeah, did you watch it with like the picture?
I
thing?
didn't because I didn't want to. I saw the
Yeah,
picture.
oh,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just didn't watch like the video
I
because
wanted to-
I
I
don't want
wanted
to
to
see
bring that
the
up.
second trailer.
Because I do believe Tom Holland's in this film, or at least a fucking Spider-Man is. And there's nothing in the trailer that hints at that. I do think there is.
Okay. If any one of them is in it, I hope it's not Holland, because if one of the other two is in there, at least it means it's not on this. It's not on the secret timeline that it's happening. It's on another
I'm telling you,
timeline in the
Garfield.
multiverse.
Garfield is the smartest way to go. We've already seen Toby's Venom and shit like that. This does feel in a weird way Garfield's world. Just in the way that it's
Yeah,
shot.
I agree with that.
Like, it literally feels like Garfield's world, and it would just make sense. But I know them. But you know what, though? Wouldn't, like, the audience would get more hyped, I'm sorry, seeing a Garfield show back up than Holland. That's just my honest opinion. I'm being serious. Like, I think if Holland... Oh, your pass fell.
Yeah, no worries.
But if Holland showed up, like, everyone, oh my god, that's cool. But, like, Garfield, they're like, holy fucking shit. Like, that's something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna
with
end
you
up
because
being
we
Holland.
we
It's
haven't
gonna end
seen him in a long time. I hope it's Garfield. I hope it's not Holland. So I can't vote on this. I can't knight it. I can't send it to the dungeon. I can't even send it away. I'll just let my colleague and fellow knight do his verdict. What's your verdict on the Venom trailer, Zach?
It's a night. I'll be there first day. I can't wait. I like the trailer.
All right.
But again, I'm in the mind. I like the first Venom. It's dumb and
True,
stupid.
you
The
did.
lobster scene was a masterpiece, man.
If you say so. All right, guys, let's go to our third topic. Remember the Hunger Games? That was a cool franchise, I think. I like most of them. I think they didn't go out on the highest notes, but I like most of them. I really do love the books. I remember when I saw the first movie, it was like, I love this world. I want to know what comes next. And I bought the entire trilogy and read the entire trilogy in like a week ahead of Catching Fire, which is the best out of the bunch. But now, recently, a prequel has been published in which it follows a young President Snow from the same author, Suzanne Collins, and apparently the movie adaptation for that novel is going to start shooting next year. No particular details. I believe we have the director Francis Lawrence back.
Yep.
I haven't read this book. I know that Bruna has read it, but Bruna's not here in the UK. She's not here in the chat. I haven't even asked her what she thought of the book.
I've read it.
I don't know how it. You read it too, okay?
Yeah.
So what did you think of the book? Because I haven't read it, but when the book was even first announced, so I was like, okay, give me Haymitch's story, in which they go into so much detail on the second book on Catching Fire.
I'll just be honest. I didn't like the book. I thought it was fun,
boy.
but I also don't like Mockingjay's book. I don't.
Oh,
like
really?
Yeah.
I don't like the ending. I hate the like the epilogue sequence.
I didn't like the whole back half of Mockingjay because, dude, I'm like you. That first movie came out. I'm like, I need to read all these fucking books.
Yeah.
So I literally went, I borrowed them from my neighbor, read 1, 2, and 3, back to back, and I have not done that for a book in a while. And Catching Fire, I mean, is still the best. And the movie-wise, I didn't love the first Hunger Games. I thought this is a good movie, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
Catching Fire is still the best one. That movie
Yes.
was fucking fantastic. I love Catching Fire. Mockingjay Part 1, minority. I like it more than Part 2. I thought Part 2 was fucking terribly done. In fact, I don't even think they should not have been separated whatsoever. There was enough story to be able to put them both, but I did not like 2. Dude, I've seen it once and I will probably never rewatch it. I sat there in the theater fucking so pissed at I just thought it was so boring. And it's my biggest issue with a lot of what these books do is build up action. That's all it felt. And yeah, it was good action, but like there was no meat to it at all. And I hate when they do that in fucking movies and even books when they do it too. So yeah, so when I saw that they actually announced this, I kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, this is done. This is done. Maybe for a show it would be pretty cool, like to do it on like a Netflix or a Paramount Plus or something like that. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold whatsoever on this book. I know there are some people who really like the book. But if I were to rank all the books, I mean, even though I didn't love Mockingjay, I'd still put this last. Like it just, I didn't feel like it added to anything in the series,
I haven't read the books, but I've always been kind of disappointed is too strong a word. That's not the right word, but disillusioned, I'll say, that they did not go for Haymitch's timeline for his story, because it's a cool quick scene in a movie, Catching Fire. It's an amazing detailed visceral description in the book, and I always wanted to know more of what the world
I'll tell you this.
Panem, was it Panem?
I'll tell you this.
Panem.
The book does go into detail on that though. This is like the book does dive in. So I brought up the synopsis to remember the exact one. So it's about one of the mentors for the 10th Hunger Games. So this is the 10th one. So it's very early on and when it was established.
Oh, yeah.
You do find out elements of how it was established, shit like that. And that's interesting. And I'm wondering if in a movie they can. When I'm looking at this is a book that I think, because they haven't, I don't know if they're doing a continuation of this. I don't know what they're doing. Again, it came out last year. So I'm not 100% sure if she has plans for more of this. If they do leave it open a little bit, so I could see them portray. But this is something that could be like a Game of Thrones political party kind of element to it if they wanted to. Because it's an interesting, different take on the world, like on a new exploration. But I just got to be honest, I really, again, you say, hey, Mitch, when I watch Catching Fire, I'm like, give me his story, give me his
Yep.
film. It's just I think this is kind of a franchise that's kind of dead in the water, to be honest. And I
Yeah.
don't think anyone's really clamoring for Hunger Games now. If I'm being flat on honest, you know what movie everyone's wanting? They're wanting another fucking Twilight. And I know you're not a fan of Twilight, but like the fan base for that movie is still fucking insane. When it was on Netflix out here, it was fucking trending for like it's still trending. So
Jesus.
if you were to do one or the other, you do fucking Twilight. I know you're not going to get Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson back, but you just dive into that world, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, and I already know, Netflix is trying to buy the rights to Twilight. You know they are. After how fucking well it's doing, I would not be shocked within the next 5 years Netflix does a show on there that redoes the movies. But
I don't want to talk.
way.
I don't want to even think about that.
And
Yeah.
Noah Sorrento, Edward Cullen, man.
No, stop it, stop it. I think I'm with you. If any, because I think the franchise. I do like part two. I rank it Catching Fire, part two, part one, and the original Hunger Games. And I do enjoy them all on some level. I will say Catching Fire is the only great one in the franchise, but I do think for the most part the Hunger Games went out on kind of a whimper, not a bang, but yeah, it's done. And you remember when you saw it, but you don't. I don't see people, even people that I know that love that last one, that it's their favorite. I know they're not really clamoring for the new one. I know for sure we'll get curious. We'll be paying attention for whenever a trailer comes out. But I think it's got to be a really fucking amazing movie to win the fan base back over. So I'm really not too sure of this. Maybe I'd have a better idea if I read the book, and maybe I will read the book eventually before the film comes out. But right now, it's just too up in the air. We don't know a casting. We don't know exactly how faithful they'll be to the books, though judging by the previous adaptations, pretty damn faithful. I'm sending this one away and asking it to come back later, Zach. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, can I just leave it outside once the film comes
Yeah.
out, or a trailer,
Yeah.
or I see who's casted, something like that.
Mhm.
I mean, the novel was mixed. Like I remember, like from people talking about it. So there's good elements to it and bad. This isn't a franchise anyone's clamoring for. It's just like it's like when Divergent happened. Hey, we did the first one. Who wants to watch the second movie? None of us.
Yeah.
If they make a second one. Hey, who wants to watch the third movie? We're gonna make a third movie. No one watched it, and then we didn't get the fourth film. So
But we got Snake Eyes from the same director. Hell yeah. All right. Zach,
I had a friend message me. He goes, "Hey, did you see Snake Eyes?" I was like, "Yeah, I did a review." He goes, "Cool, I'm gonna watch it." Messages me afterwards and goes, "Yeah, I agree with everything you said." He goes, "Wow."
Yeah.
Wow.
It's bad, guys. It's really bad. I'm not sure how many of you guys seen Snake Eyes. We're not going to spoil anything, though it wouldn't make a difference if we did, honestly. But yeah, why don't you take us into our fourth topic, Zach?
Guys, Bob Iger is embarrassed by Bob Chapek once again. Jesus fucking Christ. This is just...
Ooh, it keeps going.
Yeah, this is not good. So I think The Wrap posted this, kind of talking about how a lot of inside sources have pretty much said that the relationship has been strained for quite a bit now, but now that Bob Iger is just absolutely embarrassed by how Bob Chapek and all of Disney is handling this Scarlett Johansson situation. But it's more Bob Chapek and his little circle, and then there's Bob Iger on the board with his circle, you know.
Which is a much more important circle, a much
Yes.
more powerful circle.
Because what Bob Chapek has pretty much done, and I don't know the guy personally. I'm sure he's a fucking fine guy. You know, I'm sure he's fine. But the way he's running everything, you know, he's putting middlemen into stuff. And, you know, this is where that's when you get issues with creatives and everything like that. But this is just dumb. Just fucking pay her. It's not hard to just... They fucked her on... Because it seems like every time she talks about it, she's more pissed on the exclusive run. That's what she's more pissed about than she is the money. Yes, the money would have came with the exclusive run. But here's the thing. If she wouldn't have made more money, say she did only make like an extra $10 million, she wouldn't have been mad because at least it got its exclusive theatrical run. And
Yeah.
there's been talks that she was nervous about this before Avengers Endgame came out, man.
Yeah.
And that was before even Disney Plus was like a fucking concept to us all yet. We just knew they were gonna do it eventually.
Yeah.
It's a shitty situation, and the more and more that comes out about this, I don't see Chapek being the president or the CEO of Disney by the end of the year.
That's the biggest point of conversation right here to me, what you just brought up, because now we've come to the point where, yeah, it's not about. There's no discussion about the who do you side with when we're. And I know last week I said I wasn't on anybody's side, and I still am not. I just think it's really stupid of Disney not having looked over at the contract. But Papa Iger is mad, and when Papa Iger is mad, he
But that's
does
what
like
I'm
Thanos
saying.
and throws you off a cliff.
If Iger, if Feige, if they weren't mad, I wouldn't be on. I wouldn't lean more towards Scarlett's side. But the fact that they're pissed shows me
Yeah.
that someone fucked up at Disney then.
And it
I
wasn't
love
Scarlett.
Disney, man. Look at my fucking
Yeah.
background. Look at me. I fucking love Disney. I love
Yeah.
Disney, man. But fuck, man, you got to be critical where critical's due. If it
Exactly.
is true that both of them are mad or embarrassed or whatever, then you have more issues than just Scarlett Johansson. Because you better
Yeah.
fucking appease to Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige
Yeah.
is the last fucking person you want to piss off. Just saying, like,
Exactly. And even worse than Kevin Feige, your boss, the guy who put you in charge, is now mad and embarrassed at what you're doing. Imagine being in that situation. You get offered and take the seat of the CEO of the company, and the guy who gives you that position, the guy who had the most legendary run of the company in that position in
since Walt
every
Disney.
regard.
Arguably, Walt
Yeah,
Disney started.
since Walt
before,
Disney.
yeah.
We're not even just talking on the movie side of Disney, just everything Disney. The most legendary and as
Marvel
impeccable
Studios,
run as you can
Lucasfilms,
get.
Fucking expanded the
Pixar,
parks,
Disney,
Pixar.
the parks, the
Yes.
cruises. Yeah, because these things that have come out recently with the Avengers, with the new fucking Star Wars cruise that was just announced that I will never be able to go into, but it looks fucking amazing. That's
Dude.
all still Iger. That's all still Iger right now, ladies and gentlemen.
but
That's
you
Papa
know what,
Iger.
though? Chapek has still affected those things, though, because he was in charge of the parks. And I've
Yeah.
said this multiple times. When Star Wars Land was announced, they announced that it was going to have like 4 rides, and they were going to have people walking around. And someone would randomly come up to you and be like, "We got to go on a mission." And then you go on a mission and walk around the whole entire little fucking area. Not there, not so ever,
Yeah.
not even close. And they have, maybe you'll see Chewbacca walk by, or Rey, or Stormtrooper, all gone. I mean, it's there, but it's not.
Yeah.
The 2 rides. And with Marvel Land was announced to have 2 rides. One was coming later in the year. One was coming in the beginning. The first one was Web Slingers. The next one was a giant E-list ride of you sitting on a helicarrier, flying into battle with
Nice.
Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Steve Rogers, all of them. All of them. No word on it now. Just rumored that they completely fucking canceled it. Not even working on the ride anymore. And dude, if that is true, absolutely fucking stupid. I'm being serious. This is the reason I'm probably not. I was gonna go to Disneyland this year, but once I was starting to hear that it's not there, I'm just gonna wait till next year to when I can actually go for like a big amount of time. Because, dude, it disappoints me because it just feels like a kick in the nuts. Because the problem with Disneyland, and I think Disneyland's better than the Florida one. That's just my personal opinion. I'm nostalgic to that one. Florida has better rides though. They have more technologically advanced rides, and Disneyland needs to start doing that. So I'm like, cool, we're going to get the most technically advanced ride yet. Nope. So if it's true that it actually got canceled and that's the rumor, that's Chapek. That's not Bob Iger. Bob Iger, I'm sure, is like,
Oh yeah.
why the fuck would you cancel that? I get it. They can always come back and do it, and I get we're in a pandemic, but you continue to build that shit after. You don't tell your fans what you're getting, and then you don't give it to them.
Yeah.
That's why these Marvel things, like, yes, Web Slingers, that's cool. I'm excited for it, but like, I'm not going to spend that much time in the Marvel area, just being honest.
Because right now there's not much to see, but
Yeah.
but I think and I can tell you guys already, next week we'll still have one
Oh,
topic
something else is
related to
gonna come
this.
out. Something's gonna come out.
Something's like I can see us doing this for like 3 more weeks as things advance and new
Yeah.
things come
And the
out
thing is,
and
the
the
suing,
case
she'll just get
evolves.
paid under the table. They're just gonna be like,
Oh yeah,
here's
like
50 million.
the suing is not even the conversation anymore. It's just seeing how Disney itself are all. They're not all. Oh damn it! How dare you, Scarlett Johansson? They're all looking at Chapek and asking, "What the fuck have you done?" And when you have the most powerful man in entertainment, because yeah, Bob Iger is not the CEO anymore, but he's still not only on the board, he's the chairman of the board. He's the guy that rules over all things Disney. He is the guy that drops his dick on the table and you tell him how big it is. That's the kind of guy Bob Iger is. That's the kind of guy that puts Bob Chapek in his place. And look, I hope he does put Bob Chapek in his place. I hope he makes him a member of the staff at the parks just to teach him a lesson.
Chapek, I think he only signed for 2 years. That's not getting extended, like whatsoever.
That's not going to get extended. And good. I didn't know that. That's good, because if Bob Iger is that mad, that embarrassment at the way Chapek... I think he...
I don't think he
does. If he comes back, I think it's like for a temporary position, at like most like a year, so he can find a new replacement. So he can put things in motion in a good way, fix or damage control as much as he can on everything that has been damaged.
That is what they're doing. I guarantee you right now, they went to fucking Emma Stone. What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
We're sorry, blah, 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 blah. I guarantee they went to Emily Blunt, because Dwayne came out and said, I'm not doing anything. But then it came out that he was paid extra. Yeah. Was Emily paid, though? That never came out. And remember, Quiet Place 2, she was pissed at Paramount because of the 45-day thing. Because her back end
her and John Krasinski.
Yeah. So,
but also she had way too. She also had a lot more at stake on the Quiet Place 2, because she's married to John Krasinski. Yeah. She's starring the movie. He not only guest starring the movie, but he directed, he wrote, he produced. So that's 3 jobs he has to be paid for. 4 jobs technically.
Yes. And Jungle Cruise, though, she deserves the same pay as Dwayne Johnson. I'm sorry.
100%. 1,000,000%.
And I get it. Dwayne Johnson is this big personality, but like she deserves as much as he was making, or whatever they ended up telling him. Like, hey, we're gonna give you just $20 extra million. All right.
Yeah.
Which is fucking insane to think. Here's $20 extra million. What would fund like some 2-4 independent films for A24? Here's your salary. But because I'm not even mad that like they said Scarlett's making $20 million. I don't give a fuck. She deserves it. She should be making as much as the fucking Downey and Evans at this point, guys. She's literally been in the same amount of films as them, if not more, because of Black Widow. You know what I mean? Like with screen time wise. So it's baffling. Again, there's a lot to this. But I'm telling you, you know who else they're probably going to? Pixar. You know Pixar's not happy. It's been reported,
and they shouldn't be. And they shouldn't be. They should not be happy.
Luca should have gone into theaters.
Soul should have gone into theaters.
There is not a single reason you don't do premiere access with those. There's not a single reason. Soul,
none at all.
Soul should have done both. It should have done what Wonder Woman did, in theaters and on Disney Plus. And then when they got Luca should have been Disney Plus premiere access and theaters. That's all they should have done.
I fully agree. I fully agree. But yeah, guys, I think it's a really good sign for now, at least with the information we do have. And obviously, we can change our minds as more information comes out and new data and whatnot. But I think it's a good sign to see Papa Iger, the most powerful man in entertainment, mad at the situation. He's on the right side right now. With all the information we have, at least he's on the right side. And look, I see James, who does bring up a good point, that he believes Bob Iger is done serving an executive role. You know who was also done serving executive roles? He was down in Tahiti drinking Mai Tais, enjoying retirement. It was Alan Horn. Alan Horn. And Bob Iger was like, hey, you want to make history, motherfucker? Come work with me. And he came back. And I think Bob Iger, being the man that brought Alan Horn back because he understood what was best for the company, I think he's the kind of man that will also understand that him coming back, and I do think if he does come back, and it is a big if he does come back, it's only for an interim position,
like literally
as
a
he
year
seeks for a new substitute.
At most
a year, and he understands what is best for the company. He wants what's best for the company. I think he's man enough to put himself back in that position to just, okay, let's put good stuff back into motion and let's damage control whatever Chapek fucked up. So I'm really glad to see him.
A really good job taking over everything.
I'm afraid of who you're going to say.
Well, it will never happen. I don't even want it to happen.
Because we're talking about CEO of Disney.
I know.
The company.
But
okay,
I know.
Go ahead.
I would love Kevin Feige. I think Kevin Feige would fucking nail it. But he won't do it.
No,
he won't do it.
I don't. I think you want to put Kevin Feige as the head of Walt Disney Pictures. Yes. Okay. As the CEO of like the parks, the cruises, the movies, everything Disney. I don't think that's Feige. I don't think Feige is your man.
Hey, fuck it. Do Kathleen Kennedy. Actually, do Kathleen Kennedy. Let's start a riot.
Again, I think it's the same issue.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it to rile up.
Because if you said Kathleen Kennedy for head of Disney Pictures, I also wouldn't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people will. I wouldn't. I can't say
right now? Who's the head right now
of Walt Disney Pictures. I
yeah.
think it's Alan Horn.
Let me look.
I think it's Alan Horn. But look, these names we usually don't know these names. These people are quote unquote not famous. So I don't have a solution. I don't have someone I say, well, Bob Iger should put this person in position. I don't know. Because usually I'd never heard of Bob Chapek until he was appointed CEO by Bob Iger.
I fucking heard about him.
Who is the head? Have you found it?
I'm still looking. Kareem, Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution. I'm assuming that's what it is. It's Kareem Daniel right now.
I don't know who that is. I'm not sure if that's
2006
the
to present.
Check what not Bob Iger. Check what Alan Horn's position in. Just search for
Alan Horn is
okay.
Chief Creative Officer, and Alan Bergman is the chairman.
Okay. Alan Bergman. That's also a known name. Alan Bergman. Put Alan Bergman on that position. He's doing a great job so far. Who can argue that? But yeah, point is, I think it's reassuring to see Bob Iger take this stand. Not only take this stand, but take it publicly. He's letting us know. It's been put out there. I don't like the way Chapek is running things, and I think he's man enough to do something about it. So I'm very much knighting this position, this story. That's the story to me, how Iger is fuming at Chapek, and to me that's reassuring about the long-run future of Disney. How about you, Zach?
Go Papa Iger!
Go Papa Iger, man! Get that Infinity Gauntlet and shove it up Chapek's ass.
Because it's shit that we shouldn't know about.
Yeah.
But it's public
But we know.
Now.
But we know.
And
it's out there.
I said it last week. I gained more respect for Scarlett Johansson, man. Like, the fact that she did press, all these sorts of things, and then does
She was a fucking great soldier. That's a loyal soldier you want on your side.
Well, and I know a lot of people say, oh, she'll never come back. If they figure this out, she'll come back. Look at fucking George Miller. He literally was suing Warner Brothers for like 4 or 5 years over Fury Road and his payment. And now he's doing Furiosa for them. You know what I mean? So, like, people can come back.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Can I say one thing, though? And me and Ren are both saying what if. We can't say much about it. I am sad Scarlett didn't come back for The Voice. I will say that. There are a couple of voices that I am a little bit sad that they didn't come back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. All right, guys, let's go into our final and our main topic tonight. And it's a doozy. Shout out to Real James, who immediately covered this as soon as it came out. Shout out to Avatar News, who I don't know much about them, but I trust Real James. Real James has vouched for these guys. He said they have a great...
If this is wrong, we're banking our whole entire show on you.
Yeah, it's your fault if it's wrong. So James reported this last night from Avatar News, and again, these are not confirmed by any of the big outlets. It's not out there in Variety or Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter, but those are the rumors, and apparently. Avatar News has a great track record, and we have found out our leads for our main group of characters for the live-action Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender. Gordon Cormier, I hope that's how we pronounce it, is playing Aang. Here I go.
Don't even ask me to do this.
Kia Wentio Tarbell is playing Katara, Ian Owsley is playing Sokka, and Dallas Liu is playing Zuko. These are our 4 quadrants. Obviously, Toph is not here. Toph only comes in to the 2nd season. So I think these are the ones we had to worry and look out for. Obviously, these are all unknowns. If you guys want more details about what projects these young actors have been thus far, go check out James's video. He covers where they have been. And if I remember correctly from James's video, most, if not all of them, have at least been in one Netflix show. So technically, these are all in-house talent for Netflix. But look, I have not seen most of the shows that these young people have been in, but I love the look. I think they're fit in the look very much. I think I would have gone a little bit older on Zuko, because the actor who's playing Sokka is 19 years old. He's clearly like the oldest of the bunch just by looking at them. If you just look at the thumbnail today of the show, he's clearly the oldest. I like him very much for the cast of Sokka. I think I would have gone around that age, or at least someone older looking for Zuko, but I still like the casting that we did get. I think Aang looks spot on. I think they're all really great fits, visually speaking, on a first glance, but I think Aang is bang on the money. Just bang right there. That's the casting. That's how they should have gone. And I really like this thus far. So I'm now very curious to check out. He is 20 years old. Ernest Fraser. Thank you for the info, Ernest.
But even
he's
if he's
20 years old.
Guys,
he doesn't look 20 years old.
Even if he's 20, he can play fucking 12. I mean, look at Tom Holland. Tom Holland's like 25 playing like a 17-year-old. So.
And Dallas does look younger than 19. I'd give him like 14 tops.
Range. Honestly, like just looking at them, I can see it. I don't know anything that they're from. I'm still pretty skeptical about the damn show since the creative runs and left, and Netflix wanted to change things. I'm still open to it though. Seeing like a live action Avatar with Appa and stuff like that, that's just gonna be fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant though. You can't fuck this up. I mean, you really cannot mess this up. And because if you do, Paramount is sitting on something right now. They're going to do all their own Avatar stuff, but over there, if this doesn't work, they're doing a live action show right after. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're developing a live action show as well, because they just can't do this story in live action. This is what Netflix bought. So this is one of the best stories ever told. Avatar: The Last Airbender is incredible. It's one of the best shows ever out there. And I think for me, the thing that I hope with this is that it's just a really good adaptation. You don't need to change much.
No.
I think there's a lot. It's just seeing the live action come to life, and I think that's something that's going to be exciting.
We are, however, going to get our first glance at Dallas very soon, Zach, next month, because he is in Shang-Chi. And if I'm not mistaken, he will be a young Shang-Chi that we do see in the first trailer that did come out for a quick second. So it'll give us a quick glimpse of how Dallas is handling action scenes on camera, which I'm very excited about. Now I'm even more excited for Shang-Chi. So I like this casting.
Shang-Chi's going to CinemaCon.
Yeah, true. You were right on that. You were right on the money. So Zach, let me ask you, who is your favorite character in Avatar?
Low key, dude, it's a tough question because, like, when I was younger, I loved Toph. I loved Toph so much. But as I've grown older, I have fallen in love with Zuko. Like, I think Zuko is one of the best developed characters in the entire show, but everyone's good. Like, that's the great thing about the show is that all the main leads are good. Who's the guy who's always with Zuko, though? Who's the older gentleman?
Uncle Iroh?
Yeah, love him too.
Yeah, he's great.
It's so tough because, again, every character is so well developed, and it's one of the best shows because there's never filler in it. It just continues
Yep.
the story, builds up the world, builds up the characters, and Korra was good too. It's just Nickelodeon fucked them. I mean that's just the truth. Nickelodeon literally fucked the creators on Korra, and I hope
Mhm.
eventually they actually do get the further out that story a little bit more.
Yeah.
With that character, but man, it's tough. I don't know. Right now, it's Izuko. What about you?
Yeah, for sure, Zuko. He's always been my favorite character. I I've always been more attracted to characters with a redemption story or with a fall from grace, like whether you go from evil to good or from exactly or from bad from evil to good or vice versa. I've always been attracted to those darker characters who fall for the darkness inside them or conquer the darkness inside them. You can go, what's that?
It's the alien from Quiet Place.
Oh, okay. Whether it's Kylo Ren in Star Wars or Anakin in Star Wars, whether it's Zuko in The Last Airbender, or another great example, Sasuke in Naruto and Naruto
Yeah,
Shippuden.
or James, man, the real James, badass dude.
Yeah, badass.
He murdered like 30 people, and then
Yeah,
still has a YouTube channel.
with those
Badass,
guns that
dude.
he has that he's working on
Yeah.
right now. All right, guys. So let us know what you think of the Avatar casting. Continue the conversation as I see you are with each other right now on the chat, and we'll get to it eventually because now we're done with our main topics. And I'm not in this casting. I like where this is going. I'm confident they got around the good age range, or at least visually the good age for these actors. How about you, Zach? And by the way, quick, who do you think we see get cast next? Whether it's soon or just next year, who do you think comes next?
Oh, I don't know.
I would think Uncle Iroh.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe next. Oh my god, you know who should play Uncle Iroh? What's his fucking face from Kim's Convenience? Oh my god.
Oh, Paulson Young Lee.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, that's the perfect casting. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Appa is Uncle
Can we
Iroh.
start?
I love it.
Can we start the fan casting now? Maybe they'll just see it and cast him.
When I'm done with the
Please
show, I'm
tweet
going to tweet at Paulson Young Lee, who follows me on Twitter, by the way. I'm very proud of that. I'm going to tweet at him. So we gotta all retweet it, guys. We gotta all like it, retweet it, sharing, quote tweet it. Just spam Netflix and Avatar and Paulson Young Lee because he's an amazing human being. He has a really cool YouTube channel. He's just a nerd, just like all of us. He's awesome, so wholesome. I love him.
So
Thank
good,
you,
man.
Zach. Thank you, Zach, because
But
that's amazing.
Let me say,
casting.
I will give Netflix what credit is due. Thank you for it not just being whitewashed. Thank you. Like seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it
Good-
came out
good
while
shout.
Akira. Never happened with Taika because they wanted to whitewash it.
Yeah,
And Taika's like, why the fuck would I do that? And then he left the movie.
yeah.
But good on
Imagine asking to whitewash a movie from a Polynesian director.
Exactly.
It makes no sense. All right, guys, let's go to your live questions. Now, remember that you can ask them in three ways. You can just type them down in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to them as soon as possible. Or you can support the channel while you ask questions. Just go through the tip link in the description or super chat us, and we'll answer your question, and we'll answer it immediately, provided it is appropriate for the show. All righty, then.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty, Dan.
Alright.
Joe Fletcher. I will be back for Bad Batch Season 2 as long as they put Sid on a mini Death Star and blow it to smithereens. Is Sid the alien that's giving them jobs throughout the season?
Yes.
Okay. So much I didn't even remember the name of the characters, just for you to see how much I don't care about it. But yes, I agree with you, Joe. Just take that character out. Don't show her up ever again. Gigo P, they should honestly stop marketing. So we're talking about Free Guy here too much, just in case they spoil more stuff. Yes, going into Free Guy, I was excited because I love the premise. I love the look of the trailers, and I've only seen one. Love Ryan Reynolds, love Sean Levy. But a lot of times, whenever a movie just does a shit ton of marketing, it's usually a bad sign that they're trying too
It's
hard
not a bad
to
movie,
sell you
yeah.
on the movie. Yeah, but it's not. Thankfully, it is not. There was I don't play Halo, so Zach, did you notice the Scorpion tank?
Hell
from
yeah,
Halo
I
in
did.
the movie?
Hell
Okay.
yeah, I did.
Alrighty. Jico EP. To be honest, although I was excited for Free Guy, but I had two things I was scared about. One, Sean Levy as the director aside from Real Steel and The First Night at the Museum. Not a fan of the rest of his track record. Alright. And number two, I was worried that there was one of those films with a good premise but fails in execution like Pixels. Ugh. Or might be like Ready Player One, where they use pop culture references that don't do anything clever with it. I disagree on whether they do something clever or not when it comes to Ready Player One, but I will tell you, even though I really like Ready Player One, Free Guy takes much more advantage of their situation. Would you agree, Zach?
Absolutely, and they don't
Alright.
overuse it at all. Like I was actually kind of
Yeah.
surprised by that. I was expecting like a fucking
Yeah.
keyword and shit like that to pop up.
Yeah. I'm not going to give any context, but throughout the film, I was thinking, I'm surprised they're not using this one thing to their advantage since they have access to it. And then through one great sequence, and there's a portion of that sequence where they use it, and it's brilliant. It's not too much. It's used, and then it's done with, and they keep on going with the film as it was. It's great. Minecraft's worst enemy. This image, and we're talking about Lord of the Rings here, reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn landscapes. Zach, do you agree? Have you ever played Horizon Zero Dawn?
I love that game. Yeah, I agree. And that should be, dude. If Netflix wants a really good like fantasy sci-fi show, Horizon, man, they would fucking kill it.
Still gotta play it. Still gotta play it.
You'd love it. You'd love it.
All right. Real James, do you think this series has the potential, Lord of the Rings we're talking about, has the potential to sweep every category at the Emmys whenever it gets nominated? Or
It's
if it
not
gets
ass.
nominated, but looking at the team they have behind the scenes, looking at this first image, looking at the full commitment Amazon is morally and financially putting into this show, I think yes, much like the movies did when it came to the Oscars.
Can you imagine if the show sucks?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the end of the world. Like, I think this is one of those shows that Amazon to me is top
They have
two
good.
streaming services
I was about to say their content's
today.
really
In
good.
terms of their content, they have a wide variety of content. They have, for the most part, I'm not saying they
Almost
have
all
a
their
10 out of
exclusives are
10 record,
amazing.
but they have a 9 out of 10 consistent record when it comes to their original content, be it movies or TV shows. I think this is one of those shows that has become so big in anticipation, it would leave a great giant stain on Amazon. Even if it was unfair, but it would leave a giant stain on Amazon in terms of their consistency and their reputation, let's say that. Because the show is already enormous and it's not even come out yet. So yeah, I think it would
But you know what?
hurt
The
them very
boys,
well.
I didn't think it was gonna work. It fucking worked. Invincible
fucking
didn't
worked.
think it would work. It's one of the best shows of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alrighty. And James thinks Andrew Garfield is the best on-screen Spider-Man. I'm going to stay away from that can of worms and I'm not gonna open it. Joe Fletcher, I think that in
Joe
this movie,
Fletcher, how big is your penis?
don't answer that, Joe. Don't answer that. You're not forced to answer that. I think in this movie we see a Daily Bugle paper that is about Tom Holland's Spider-Man being a supposed murderer. What do you think, Zach?
Murder. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I hope not. And I don't see, if anything, we see it on Morbius because of the post-credit scene already being in the trailer. Much like Snake Eyes. So good job on that. Saray says, "Hola, hello, thank you for being here, Saray, and thank you,
hello.
and thank you for greeting in Portuguese. I always like that." Zach and Ren, have you seen Freddy Got Fingered? No, I refuse. I've already seen enough of it. I've only seen clips. I've seen reviews for it, but I never seen like the actual movie. Nor do I have any desire to. How about you, Zach?
I'm not answering this because I was gonna make an inappropriate joke.
Okay. Alrighty. Jigo EP, it makes more sense that Venom would fit in Garfield's universe, plus Andrew Garfield and Andy Serkis worked together in the movie. Also true. It was Breathe. Really good movie. You guys should watch it if you haven't.
His
But
Jungle
yeah.
Book was pretty good too.
And that one I can't agree with. It's watchable. It's perfectly watchable. I'll give you that. Patrick Burrow is right here from the land down under. How you doing, Patrick? Good
Hey,
to see my.
down under.
How is his accent, Patrick? You're always complaining about mine. How is his?
Down
Good to
under,
see my
man.
favorite geeks. How you doing today? We're doing very good, very well. Thank you for being here, Patrick. Thank you for joining the chat. Got a lot of love for Patrick on the chat. Jico EP, I don't hate Mockingjay Part 2 like some people do, but I agree they shouldn't have split it in two. I will agree they shouldn't have split it in two, but if they were to make a one movie out of Mockingjay, it should have been a 3-hour movie. Not any less. Not any less than that. Joe Fletcher, I hate to admit, but I have not seen a single Hunger Games movie, but I am sure I will watch them before this prequel. Yeah, dude, you shouldn't have any hate towards admitting that you're going to treat yourself to a really good franchise overall, to a really solid franchise of movies for the first time. I think that's awesome. No shame in that. All right. Jico EP, I heard the Mockingjay movies were very close to the book. They were rather close. That's why they took as much time as they did, 2 hours each, over 2 hours each. And the Mockingjay is the weakest one. This is one of those examples of not all the time what's in a book is going to translate well to the screen. That's true. I agree with that. But I am in the minority where I think the Mockingjay book is fucking amazing. I love the Mockingjay book. I rank Catching Fire as number one still, but I rank Mockingjay second as far as the books are concerned. I rank Mockingjay second, very, very close to it. The only thing I really don't like about Mockingjay, whether it's the movie or the book, and trust me, it's way worse in the book, I hate the epilogue. I hate the epilogue to this franchise. I hate it in the book. Really disliked it in the film, but I hate it even more in the book. So yeah.
It hates you.
I know. It's a mutual thing. Zeke Gonzalez and Sally is here. Hope you guys are doing well. We are. Thank you for being here, Zeke. Watching the Suicide Squad tonight. All right, and I
What
hope
are we?
everyone.
Suicide Squad.
I hope everyone does watch the Suicide Squad during this week, whether you go to the cinema or if you're not safe enough, if you don't have a movie
Let me just say
theater
this:
available.
if you don't
watch
care
it.
about going to the movies and you feel safe, please go see it. Do not watch it on HBO
Yeah.
Max. Please.
Yeah.
You don't feel
But I
safe
hope-
if you like.
But I
stay
hope
at
you
home.
guys watch it this weekend, because next week it's fair game, and we can finally talk about
Oh,
those
yeah.
first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm
All
talking about Superman showing up next week.
He doesn't show up, guys. Relax. Jico EP, anyone remember the Mahershala Ali was in the Hunger Games movies? Yes, he was.
So is Jeffrey
'Cause
Wright.
Yeah, I remember Mahershala Ali dies. I just don't remember if he's just in part 1 and dies in part 2, or if he's in part 1 and he dies in part 1. Because I remember he's like the bodyguard for Katniss as they're doing all the videos for the press.
I think he dies in the first one.
Okay, that's it. Because I remember he dies. I
I'll
just
look it
don't
up,
remember
but
if
I
he
don't
still
remember
died
it
in
being
part
too
1
long.
or part 2. Yeah. Thoughts on Disney charging $5,000 to stay in the Star Wars hotel for 2 nights? Fuck them. That's what I think. How about you, Zach? What do you think about $5,000 for 2 nights? They better have someone come and give you a happy ending before you go to sleep in
I'm
each of
just
those
telling
2
you right
nights
now,
for
It better
$5,000.
be the best immersive experience of your entire life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. They better give you fucking costumes
get to
for
the
movie
parks,
accurate
though,
costumes for
to be
roleplay.
honest, though, I think that 5,000 is part of the parks as well.
Okay.
I
So
might be wrong.
So
I might be
hotel.
wrong. So don't hear me out. But I
So
think
$5,000. $5,000. It gives you a hotel for 2 nights, access to the park. Does it give you any meals? Does it give you anything more? Does it give you a fast
what
pass to not wait
There's
in
nothing
lines?
like in there that, because from what I understand is they have like a direct access to Star Wars Land, which would make sense.
Okay.
So like you automatically get into the park that way, so you can get on all the cool stuff like before other people. So I need to see the price pointing of it all, because if $5,000 to go to Disney World, not that fucking bad of a price. Just being honest, I know right now they're running deals, which is like 3,000, 4,000 for like a family of 4. 5,000 for a family of 2. So I don't know. It is a lot, but like I said, It better be the most immersive thing. I better be able to fuck Jar Jar Binks if I wanted to.
Well, out of all the characters you could fuck, why that one? That's
I
your choice.
No, well, not my choice personally. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure they'll have the other ones in there, but like, there's someone out there that wants Jar Jar. You know, like I'm trying to appease to them, not me.
If you say so. If you say so.
I mean, if we're talking characters, I want Palpatine easily.
I want Darth Vader. I want that crispy skin.
Put a little Babu Freak walking in too.
Yeah. All right.
Droid is ready. Sorry.
Joe Fletcher also asks, do you think Cruella sequel happens now after Amazon is considering suing Disney? Yes, because the keyword right there is considering. And those were just rumors and reports. Nothing official came out. She was considering according to reports. So right now, and maybe next week, it will come out, Cruella sequel not happening because Emma Stone has sued Disney. And maybe then I'll say, nope, not happening anymore. But right now, I think so, yes. Toby Bell is here, and it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Bell, and thank you for the Saw movies. Thank you for being the best part out of them all, the good ones and the horrible ones. All right. Just got back from watching Vivo, says Trailer Gamer. Wonderful film, by the way. The Suicide Squad is tonight. Glad you enjoyed Vivo, my friend, and I hope you enjoy the Suicide Squad as well. Both really good movies, really solid watches in their own very different ways. So yeah. All right. Ahsoka Tanjiro. You're mixing Star Wars with Demon Slayer, and I like it. I like it a lot. Zuko's already too old at 20. I completely disagree, especially because the actor does not look 20 at all. Maybe that's because I'm 28 already, and he looks even younger to me. But I don't think he is too old at all, to be honest. But hey.
Suicide Squad came out, the money-wise.
Oh, shit.
It might not even hit 30 million out here now.
Oh shit!
Is
it doing well? Is it doing well worldwide?
You know what it made in the last week overall? 7 million worldwide where it opened.
7?
Yep.
Holy shit! Holy crap! Damn. Ooh, that's rough. Let's hope today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday, it does much better, because yikes, that's
but
not...
it's so hard to tell because people are so fucking lazy. Even if they don't care about the variant, they will stay at home and watch the movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's just the truth. That's the society we live in nowadays. And this movie, I'm being serious, in a normal year with no HBO Max release, no pandemic, easily would have beat the R-rated record opening weekend. It would have beat it. Or Joker. I can't remember which one has it now, but it would have beat it.
Yeah. All right. Jigo P says Zuko and Toph are the best characters. They are honestly the most fan favorites. Anytime I ask this, it's usually there's an Aang, there's a Katara, but 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I hear Zuko or Toph for everyone, which is really cool because, again, they're all amazing characters, so there's really no wrong answer. Joe Fletcher, do you think Shang-Chi does more or less than Black Widow? Let's assume it's more than Black Widow at the box office. It depends on word of mouth. Honestly, I think right now, in this era especially, people are very selective when they're going to the movies. So I think it has a good chance at doing more than Black Widow because more things will be open. More people will hopefully have been vaccinated by the time it comes out. And again, word of mouth, if it's good, I think it has a good chance at making, at the very least, I think it does as much as Black Widow because now it's not even going to be on Premiere Access. So if you do want to see it, if you do feel safe, if you do feel comfortable in going to see it, you'll have to go to the theater. So I think it has a really good shot.
I think they might change Premiere Access.
You think so? Especially it's presenting it at CinemaCon? I don't see that happening whatsoever.
It's Bob Chapek, man. Who knows?
It's not going to be Bob Chapek for much longer. So he's already got fire in his ass right now. He doesn't want to do that again. All right. All the actors they cast no martial arts, which is a very, very good sign. I love seeing that. More action. And Ahsoka Tanjiro says Azula will be the next one cast. I also want to see whoever they cast as Azula, because that's one of the best villains I've ever seen in a show. I cannot wait to see her. Zuko alone is one of the best episodes of the series. Good thing Chico is bringing it up. Zach, what is the best episode for you of Avatar, The Last Airbender? Because I'm going to cheat. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to cheat.
Cliche, it's the final one. I think it's one of the best finales ever.
It's the 4-part finale. It peaks. It peaks in every way, as it should. It makes the whole show up to that point even better because it works so well.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. We're at the upper part. Jigoip suggests Jackie Chan as King Boomy. Who would I cast as King Boomy? It would be fun to see Jackie Chan. I just don't know if he's the right one for King Boomy specifically.
Dude,
in a show like that, you gotta have Jackie Chan. No matter who he plays, even if it's an original character for the live action version, you gotta have Jackie Chan.
Who's the main fire leader? What if Chan was the villain of the entire show?
No. I don't buy Jackie Chan in that role at all. At all. You know who would be a great Fire Lord Ozai?
Who?
Donnie Yen or Hiroyuki Sanada. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going with Hiroyuki Sanada. I'm going with him. He would be an amazing Fire Lord Ozai. Or if you want, bring Mark Hamill back. No, I'm kidding. Hiroyuki Sanada. Now I have that in my mind. You gave us Appa as Uncle Iroh. I'm keeping Hiroyuki Sanada as Fire Lord Ozai. I'm more excited for the content from Avatar Studios, says Darshan B. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Whatever they give us, I hope they do adaptations of those comics that came out after the show, The Search for Zuko's Mom with The Promise, and they published another 2-parter. I haven't read any of them, but I've always loved the premises. I just have to give priority to buying some other things. But you know what? I think I'm going to buy The Promise this month to finally read it and see what it's all about. But yeah, I'm also however excited I can get for this live action show, I'm more excited for whatever Avatar Studio is going to give us. How about you, Zach?
Same. Definitely the animated studio more.
All right. They should cast the actress who played May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Avatar, Ming-Na Wen, who is now obviously in the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian as Fennec Shand. You know what? Ernest Fraser? That's great casting.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I would love to see Michelle Yeoh in anything here. She would be amazing. But that one's great. Ming-Na, just give Ming-Na anything you want. Hang on, we have another question coming in for the casting, so I'm going to hold whatever I was going to say right now a bit. Dimitri Scott, is this the final year for movies playing in theaters and digital streaming at the same time? Hopefully, if we all get our access to the vaccines, I hope so, and we don't have to do this shit again next year. But I think so, at least right now, contractually speaking. This is the last time, at least for the rest of the year, it's done with Jungle Cruise, and Warner Brothers is going to keep doing their thing, but they only have it for 2021. So I hope, let's not jinx anything, but I hope it is.
The only thing that's going on next year is the theatrical run is shortened by a lot, so it's only 45 days.
Yeah, 45
That's
days.
That's like the deal that every studio has pretty much made. Universal, HBO.
Once one of them shortened it, it was over. It was over. All right, Joe Fletcher.
We're in a changed market now. If your movie doesn't do good opening weekend, that's it. That's it. I mean, there's no long-term game anymore. It's your movie has to kill that first weekend. And honestly, it shows if your movie's not fucking good, it's done. I mean, Mortal Kombat, everyone went out opening weekend, and then that's it.
All right. Thoughts on the Stranger Things 4 sizzle reel and release here announced. So we got a little sizzle for Stranger Things Season 4 this week. Not much to see there, honestly. Just reaction shots of characters and an announcement that it's coming in 2022. I'm the guy who doesn't care that much about Stranger Things. I'm sorry. It was always
Yeah.
a show I enjoyed watching it, but I really don't care to talk about it. That's why I never reviewed it, not a single season, because I'm like, yeah, I enjoy when I'm watching it, and then I'm done. But Zach, you're much more into
I
Stranger
love
Things than
Stranger
I
Things.
am.
Yeah.
What did you think of the sizzle that we got?
Most of it was footage we've already seen before. I mean,
True,
that's just the truth.
true.
I'll be honest. The only reason they did this was again just to shut the fuck up, everyone. It's coming next year. Leave us alone.
Yeah,
I mean that's it. It is crazy though because it's been three. By the time this comes out, it'd been 3 years since the last season.
hmm
So, and they said they want to do one more. You gotta film that thing back to back, unless you're doing a giant time jump. Because these kids are growing, and that's the problem when you get these younger kids. It's my one issue with Shazam too that I'm like, you guys took way too long to start jumping on that next one because the kids are
yeah,
gonna be grown up now. So, do you do a time jump? Do you not? It's elements like that. When you work with kids, you gotta have that next plan. Like Stranger Things 1 and 2, boom, right there.
yeah,
3 was fantastic. 3 is still my favorite season, but it's just like the kids are growing and you need to at least get to that. And it sucks because originally they planned only 4 seasons. But now Netflix said no, we want 5. So now that's kind of also my worry. So let's see.
yeah,
Maybe they change their mind, stuff like that.
for sure. All right. Ernest Fraser asks, who do you guys think should be cast as Boomy? So a lot is in the open, and obviously we want this show to be ethnically diverse and commit to the race of the characters. And obviously, for the longest time in Hollywood, they just didn't give out those opportunities. But I think Chow Yun Fat would be a great cast for Boomy. How about you, Zach?
I didn't even think about that. That would be fucking great. Um I don't really think I have another one to top that or even come around. I have a weird outside choice. It literally
Okay.
would be something completely different that I've never seen them do. I'd like to see like a Donnie Yen come in and do something like completely different that like
Okay.
it's a more eccentric role because I've never seen Donnie Yen do like something like a King Boomy would. But as a mentor
Yeah,
role,
I
I think
haven't
he would
either.
fucking kill it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it's so outside. But again, Jackie Chan in that role, it would be kind of fun to see.
Yeah, Jackie Chan would be great. Would be great too. It
Who's the
because
guy
I'm
from?
think
Oh my god, let me look up. I gotta look.
because this show is not only a great opportunity for you to meet new actors of Asian background from around the world, it's also a great show for you to bring back Asian action stars of the past and give them
I'm
a spotlight here.
I'm worried on someone they would pick for this, and I really
Okay.
hope they don't. Ken
Okay.
Jeong. Ken Jeong. It's not a terrible choice, but
Hmm.
it's not something I would love.
No, I wouldn't go for Ken Jeong, but if they picked him, I would be curious to see how it works. You
Yeah.
know?
Also, I have a question for like the main fire leader. What age
Fire
range
Lord
do you think
Ozai?
they're gonna go? Yeah, because I just saw an actor because I'm looking up actors right now, and I'm like, fuck, he would do really good, but he is older. I have
So
one.
Hiroyuki Sanada is 57 or 58 right
Okay.
now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think they would go between 40 to 60, and obviously everyone is different. There are people who are close to 60 that they look 30 years old, and then there are people that are 30 years old that look close to 60. But I think they would go. I know it's a big age range, but trust me, usually in Hollywood, it's like that. It's a big wide gap.
So I have two.
Um,
I have two.
Okay.
Daniel Day Kim or Ken
Hmm.
Watanabe, depending on the age range they want to go.
I would give Ken Watanabe the role for that main villain in season 1. I'm forgetting the name, but it's the general that is with Zuko on their ship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For Firelord Ozai, I would still go with Hiroyuki Sanada. I apologize. Let me just see who that, because I'm forgetting the name of the character. God damn it. but I'm going to the movie because I remember the guy who played him. No, that's Uncle Iroh. Commander Zhao. That's his
Yeah.
name. Commander Zhao. I would go for the one you just brought up. Daniel like Kim or who's the other name you just brought up?
Ken Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe. I would give him the Commander Zhao role. I think that would be great. Or Ian Anthony Dale is a very underrated actor. I think he'd be a great fit for
I'm
this
looking
show
at fan castings,
as well.
and every fan casting I've seen, Sun Lee.
Paulson Young Lee.
Literally everyone has him from Uncle Iroh.
I'm gonna throw it out on Twitter after that. All right, Gigo EP. I've been seeing this with actors like Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, etc., where people complain about them playing the same character in every movie. Here we go again. They're in. Do you think maybe just their personalities fit those roles and they have a good script to back them up? Other examples of actors accused of this: Jason. Oh, really? Jason Bateman? Huh? And Mark Wahlberg. No, I don't agree because I think a good actor can be a lot of things. Daniel Day-Lewis is someone who chameleons himself into very different roles. I think another quality, another sign of being a good actor is when you play to your strengths. And look, I'm not saying Dwayne Johnson could win an Oscar, but I don't see his character in Jungle Cruise at all like the same character he plays in Jumanji. They're very different people. I don't think his khakis and all. I think the guy he plays in Jumanji and the guy he plays in Jungle Cruise are very different to Hobbs, for instance. I think if you want to complain about, I'm not saying you, GKOP, I'm saying the people who complain about that, I think if you want to complain about something with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, just stop for a second making movies in the jungle. Because then they become a little bit too similar visually. Because I think the characters are different. But I think the setting starts to morph them all together, and it doesn't help him or the audience to distinguish in between his movies. Kevin Hart, I will say I agree for the most part, but lately he has been trying to branch out. So whether he has been successful or not, that's another conversation.
The film he did with Bryan Cranston was kind of a surprise, too.
But since then, he has just gone back to doing his stuff. Like, even in Jumanji, I think in Jumanji, and it works. It works. It's really funny in Jumanji, but I think in Jumanji, he just does Kevin Hart.
Well, you know what? When he shows up in Hobbs and Shaw, I just sat there. I'm like, oh, my God.
It's
Especially
funny.
for how long it is. But
it's fun. I laughed, but it is Kevin Hart. It's just Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, I think he's an incredibly, as an actor, as a quality actor, I think he's incredibly underrated. Watch Buried. Buried is sensational. It's still his best performance. Maybe only rivaled by Deadpool, but I think Buried is an amazing performance from Reynolds. So I don't know, man.
Free Guy too, though, that I really
admired. He does. Again, and it's as Jacoby brought up, they have a good script to back them up. Kevin Hart is the one I'd say maybe he doesn't have a good script to back him up all the time.
I need to see how Kevin Hart is in Borderlands. If he plays the same fucking role, I'm not even joking. It ruins the character. It ruins that character because that Borderlands movie is either gonna be, and I've heard everything, but the script is amazing. I know two people who have read it and said it's fucking great. One of them is really big in the Borderlands. One of them's never played it, and both of them loved it. So like that's my thing. Eli Roth as a director, but the casting is pretty cool. You just really gotta nail that though. Like he can't. The thing is his character is a straight up commando officer, like fucking Rambo style, like very serious, no humor. Like he is the most serious person in the entire franchise, in my opinion. Like I don't remember a joke or anything of that nature. So he is a very important character. And then, of course, Tiny Tina's in it, and he has a great relationship with Tiny Tina. So there's going to be a lot of important things in there. Cate Blanchett, I have no worries with her playing Lilith. That's just perfect casting. So it's very interesting, but this is a role. I mean, if that doesn't work, I don't think the movie works, if he's really one of the main characters.
Yeah. All right. Joe Fletcher, do you think next year is the biggest year for Star Wars? We have Obi-Wan, Bad Batch, Mando, Andor, and possibly Ahsoka all coming next year. If they're all good, yes. I think Obi-Wan is looking amazing so far. Bad Batch, I've said my piece.
Mando, we know is going to be great.
Mando has just had 2 seasons and both of them were wins. Andor, I'm very curious about, and Ahsoka cannot get here fast enough.
I
So
want to
think
know. So Dave Filoni has to be show running Ahsoka, right? I'd imagine.
how could he? I think it's him and Jon Favreau, but yes,
Oh, you think both of them? I think Favreau's going to do Mando, and
because they're both the
they're the
leaders
creative,
for
yeah.
Lucasfilm Television.
I wonder. Well, no. Wait. So, what's her face? Who's doing Obi-Wan? Who's the show? It's the girl who did Mando first season that everyone.
Deborah Chow.
Yeah, so she's doing Mando. I can't remember off the top of my head as to who's doing Andor. Bad Batch is kind of Filoni, it's all the creative leads from there. But I really do think that Mando, and then no one knows what Boba Fett is. We know that Filoni and Favreau are really much in peace, but it's been rumored that Rodriguez is probably one of the main people in charge of that. I think Mando season 3 is definitely is going to be more Favreau. Like, they probably wrote the script, did all the story, but I think Favreau is going to be like the main creative lead for Mando season 3, and then Ahsoka will 100% be that.
All right.
So, yeah.
Luis Feliciano, good friend of the show. Hey, Ren and Zach. With Clifford being taken off theaters because of the Delta variant, are you guys worried or scared yet that everything is going to get moved again? Not scared. I'm worried. Not that everything will move, but that a lot of things will move again. Because the situation right now is only, let's stay alert. Let's look at this and try to control it. It's not yet reason for me, at least, from what I've seen, from what I know. It's not reason yet for us to worry, or in this case, actively worry about this. It's something that puts a little pressure, something we have to keep in the back of our minds, to pay attention to it. But right now, I'm still, let's take it easy. Because Clifford moved, but ever since Clifford, nothing. Nothing. Yet, obviously, if it is going to move. Right now, I think we're all good. We just need to pay attention and do our best to keep things as they are right now and not get things worse. So those are my thoughts. Heezy, hey, dang, didn't know I need tickets for today's episode for Zach's gun show. There they are, the guns of Zach. There they are.
What movie is that from? Whoever can say it first, I'll give them a hug.
That's Hulk Hogan. I don't know what movie that's from. I've seen some people divided on Taika on Free Guy. Some liked him, others thought he was annoying. What side did you land on? I think he was annoying, but intentionally so, deliberately so.
It's a satirical version of a CEO for like video game companies. So I thought it worked.
Or for Hollywood. Because I talked about this in my review. I think cynics are always Sean Levy's villains in his movies. I think people who lose that sense of wonder and hope and goodness are always the villains in these movies. And Taika is he's chewing up the scenery, don't get me wrong, but he's great at it. It's extremely funny, extremely entertaining to watch. All right. Z Gonzalez and Saldi, do you guys like Young Justice? When do you think we're getting a season 4? Oh boy, Young Justice. Seasons 1 and 2, one of my favorite shows ever that DC did in animation. It's up there with Batman the Animated Series and the Justice League Animated Series. I really did not care for season 3, the latest one we got. It's what's the word I want to use? It's just so non-interesting. It takes so long for things to happen. We're always doing these side missions while the main plot is like looking over the corner saying, when are you going to get to me? And that's what it felt like. I don't know when we're getting a season 4. It's been a while, so I hope either late this year or early next year. Zach, what do you think of Young Justice?
I never saw the last season, but I really liked the first two.
Okay. So I still think you should watch it, despite what I said.
I want to. It's kind of this thing of it's taking too long, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right. Z Gonzalez and Saldi. It's a cliche, but the Hunger Games books are better than the movies. Hate that they're milking the franchise out. Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. And it is a cliche, but cliches are for the most part true. So, Joe Fletcher, what popular movie franchises are you not a huge fan of? I mean, Twilight. There, whether it's bad or good,
Let's
it
say
is a huge franchise.
like a good one. A good one.
A good one. Movie.
And it doesn't even mean you have to be like the biggest fan of it. Like you might like it, but it's just not not a giant.
Movie franchises. Marvel Cinematic Universe, Wizarding World, Wizarding World, Avengers, Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, Jurassic Park.
I can say
Fast and
James
Furious.
Bond. I'm gonna try and get into it. That's one. I
I can say Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh.
I like 1 and 5. That's it. I could say Shrek. I enjoy the movies, but that's it. Despicable Me, I'm not a huge fan of.
I have one. Doesn't mean I don't like it when I say this, so don't fucking kill me. Then don't boot me out. I like the movies.
Okay.
Back to the Future. Not a big fan of. Like I'm not the biggest fan of them in the
Oh.
world. Like, and I say that with the cover board right here, but I'm just I've never had.
I've never
that
seen
love
the
for
third
them.
one. Never seen
Really?
the third one
Oh.
still, yeah.
Oh.
Not the biggest fan of Ice Age at all.
Oh.
Don't give a shit about Bridget Jones. Alvin and the Chipmunks is cancer. Meet the Parents. I've only seen the first one, so maybe
The
they get
first one's
better
really-
after that.
No. That's
But even the
if
first
you
one,
don't-
I was like,
if you
meh.
don't like the first one, you're not gonna like the rest of them.
Okay.
The first one's the best one.
This one I can't even say I'm a fan or not a fan because I've only seen the first one, never saw the other two, so I'm going to watch them eventually. But I never got the interest to watch The Matrix 2 and 3. I've only seen the first one.
Good.
Good. And yeah, that's it, I guess, from all the franchises I see here. All right. Great question, Joe. Great question. Hizzy, hey, what existing property would you love to have a Suicide Squad story movie with?
Oh.
I don't know. What would that entail? Because it doesn't fit most.
Toy Story,
existing
easily.
property.
So Suicide Squad of them having to go into a sex shop to save Woody.
Jesus Christ. I'm taking that one. Ren, how often do you have to use VPN to watch a show or movie or on HBO Max? I don't know. Everyone in the UK will watch the Peacemaker show. I'm sure they'll have it somewhere in the UK, whether it's Netflix, whether it's Prime, BBC iPlayer, Sky
Absolutely
TV,
baffles me that they
etc.
still can't get you guys fucking HBO Max. It's fucking
Yeah,
baffles
true.
me.
I use
Do you guys
it.
have HBO? Like normal HBO?
I don't know about the UK, but Bruna has it, the Portuguese version of HBO. We got the Snyder Cut on our HBO too, so it works as if it was HBO Max, I guess. I use it quite often. I wouldn't say every week, but I would say like every 2 weeks within the month. Because usually I'll use it during one day and watch everything I have to watch on HBO Max and take care of it. So yeah. All right. Just joined back in the wrong time. Zach, what's this about you wanting to F Jar Jar Binks? You have to explain yourself now.
Mesa, so sorry. I want to fuck everyone on the galactic cruise.
Ah, Jesus Christ. That's gonna give me nightmares. All right. Hizzy, hey, rank your top 5 most bangable characters.
Oh, easily.
in
I got this. No,
Number
you know,
1,
you don't-
Muff
no, no, no.
Tech.
That's what I was going to say. Ryan, you don't even have to answer. Where's Mothman Jones? We need him right now to come
Yeah.
on and talk
Number
about
1,
Moff
Muff Tech.
Tech. Moff Tech, Jar Jar Binks,
No.
Babu Freak, Palpatine easily. Like that, all those like wrinkles and stuff you can just like roll your hands through and shit. And then Jabba the Hutt. Fucking done. Easy as peasy, lemon squeezy. literally. And then like, what's those little like fucking things that are sitting next to Jabba all the time? Like those little brown things.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why not throw that in too? Like it can join in during Jabba. But yeah, definitely not too bad. Like Jabba's penis, they have it. They unedited it out of the special editions of Star Wars because it was too graphic. But pretty much he lays back and it comes out of his pants and it just flops on the table. And there's a scene where one of the where Luke Skywalker must cut it off because he got scared
Jesus
of it.
Christ. All right. Gigo EP.
No,
After
I thought you were gonna answer. You don't want to
I
answer?
did. Muff Tech is number 1.
Okay.
Gigo EP. After the people raving about the Suicide Squad, what do you hope the people over at Marvel can take away from that success? I would say maybe let their directors be more creative with future films, one of two. And also, it's okay to have rated R films that are good in your franchise of PG-13 films. Deadpool 3, Blade. I don't think Blade needs to be rated R whatsoever. Deadpool is an absolute must because it already is rated R. If you want to continue that, you got to keep it rated R. I still say this. If Deadpool had come out originally as a PG-13, I think it could have worked, and you could now do
a
it
lot of
PG-13.
his comics are PG-13. I mean,
his comics, like 100% of his comics. There's an off-brand shoot that's Marvel Max. Usually they do the rated R stories there. They've had it for Deadpool. They've had it. They've had it for Blade, for Punisher, Jessica Jones. But usually, you buy a Blade comic from Marvel Comics, a Deadpool comic from Marvel Comics, a Jessica Jones, a Punisher comic from Marvel Comics. It's PG-13. Maybe it's even PG. I don't know. Ratings all bullshit anyway.
You can make these all.
Whatever.
You don't need blood.
Yeah.
You can get away with a lot without blood and cursing. Seriously.
Yeah, and I've said this before, but
Guys, they cut off
Marvel, yeah, and Marvel gives incredible creative freedom to the directors. Go watch what Chloe Zhao has been saying. Go see what Kate Herron said about Loki. Like they have their tick boxes that they have to fill.
Yeah.
But they have incredible creative freedom. Creative freedom. Got it. Got it out there.
Got it out the door.
Tony Movie Chappie asks, what do you guys think that Josh Trank next movie should be after Capone? Nothing. Don't do anything. You've already screwed more. He hasn't done a good movie as far as I'm concerned. So don't do anything else.
I didn't mind Capone. I love Chronicle, but when he kept pooping himself in Capone, I kept dying.
I fucking hated Chronicle. I fucking hated Fant Four Stick. I fucking hated Capone. So yeah. Gigo EP, Ran and Zach. This is important. Which one of you is the melon lord, and which one drank the cactus juice? Do you know what this means?
Nope.
Me neither. I'm lost.
We're just gonna
I'm
go.
lost.
Sorry.
Yeah. I will say I've never seen a cactus in my life.
I live in Arizona.
Small...
They're fucking everywhere. Yeah. You walk outside,
okay.
you throw your phone.
So let's say, just to answer the question, you drank the cactus juice, and I love melon, so I'm melon lord,
melons.
I guess.
How about we're just both the melon and cactus lord together? And we just combine our powers, like fusion it, like Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's use the Patara, so we don't have to do the stupid dance of the fusion. We just use with the earrings. Dominican Scott, we live in a society with digital streaming all around to where it brings people to a really lazy state. They don't want to go near a physical copy. It sucks. Do you agree? Yes. Physical media all the way, baby. Physical media forever. There it is. There it is. Physical media. Right here. You can touch it. You can smell it. I'm not going to pay for shit if I can touch it.
You can do whatever you want. Like,
Well, especially
slip covers.
Guys,
I have bought in one.
You
digital
can hump
movie.
slip covers.
Yeah, I have bought in the one digital movie in the last fucking 5 years, and it was the Empty Man, and I only bought it because you can't buy it physically. That's literally the only reason I bought it.
If I can't touch something, I don't own it. Therefore, I'm not paying for it. So that's all I gotta say on that matter. I completely agree. Luis Feliciano, thoughts on the Crime Macho trailer?
I didn't watch it.
Not very impressed.
Yeah, I can't speak on
Not very impressed.
I know somebody saw it. I can't say anything, though. I can't say
The movie?
Yeah, I can't say anything on
Okay.
it, but I know someone who saw it.
Okay. Not impressed in the trailer. I can't quite put my finger on what it was, but there was something missing for me. I'm still a huge fan of Mr. Clint Eastwood. I love his work, both in acting and in directing, so I'll be there day one. Just this trailer wasn't horrible or anything. I'm not saying like I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, fuck this movie, I'm never watching it. The trailer itself, there was just something that did not grab me. But I'll still be there to watch it, man. I'll still be there to watch it. The finale is the best episode. The finale to season 2 is up there for me, but yeah, the finale is incredible. Patrick Burr, in all honesty, in regards to casting news, I want to see who they cast as Bill, and it's been cast. I don't remember the name of the actor because it wasn't Bill Camp. I was campaigning for Bill Camp to be cast as Bill in The Last of Us.
Oh, I had it up. It's like Camp O'Neill or something's the guy's name.
Yeah. And then one of the guys from The White Lotus right now on HBO has been cast as Bill's boyfriend in The Last of Us as well. All right. What is one thing about the multiverse that gets you nervous? For me, I'm never that they'll get Tom Holland out of the MCU. I'm nervous that they'll get Tom Holland out of the MCU and put him in the Sonyverse after No Way Home, and I'll be pissed if they do that. I'll be pissed if they do that because I want to keep Tom Holland in the MCU. However, if they do that, it's kind of the perfect way to have an excuse in universe to not have Tom Holland there. So if they ever take Tom Holland out, I hope it is something like that.
Two versions of Tom Holland.
No. Feige would never go for that, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Absolutely not. Worst idea ever.
Well, Flash is doing it.
Well, and we know how that's gonna go. All right.
Every time I
no,
message
but
you
what is
something
one
about
thing that
the
gets
Flash,
me nervous?
do you get more sad?
The last one, I didn't get more sad. I'm this catatonic state of, I've lost all hope at this point. You really have to give me something really fucking juicy to win me over, to win me back. Let's say that. So yeah, I'm just in a catatonic state of, I've lost all hope for it. Just give me the tea for me to laugh at it. This is not exactly something about the multiverse that gets me nervous. It's something about What If and the new animation studios that they're setting up at Marvel. Because what I fear the new animation studio will cause, because they want the animation to tell more stories in the multiverse, and they don't have to spend so much money in movies. Something that I get nervous because of that animation studio is that I'm afraid they could use that as an excuse to not have certain characters in live action. And I'm sure whatever characters they do in animation, I'm sure they'll get cameos in live action and be like, oh, this is the guy we saw in animation. Now the same actor is playing him in live action. Cool. For a quick second. Like, you guys know how much I want to see a Nova movie in the MCU. I will hate it, and it's just an example. I'm sure there are many other characters I will hate to not see in live action. I will hate it if they do a Nova animated movie or show just as an excuse to not do it in live action. That's the one thing I'm nervous for. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel the same way, and I hope with like these bigger characters they don't do that. You know, like the Watcher's a really cool character. I don't know how the fuck you would fit him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is a good way of doing it. So let's see where it goes. Also, Ren, I do have a heart out. I gotta join James and Christian on. We're playing Back for Blood at 9. So I have a heart out.
Betrayal. I've been betrayed. Do you want to say goodbye now? Then I'll go for like.
I'll take a couple more.
Yeah,
and then I'll.
Yeah, right. And then you let me know when you have to go.
No problem.
Ernest Fraser, Daniel Day Kim as Zhao or Ozai. I would go for Zhao. I'm pretty dead set on Hiroyuki Sanada right now. I'm pretty that set on him. I'm stubborn that way. Jacoby Avatar Kiyoshi, I would prefer cast Zi Zhang. I don't know who that is, but I'll do some more research afterwards. And Jet Li as Avatar Roku. Jet Li is one that came to mind, but it's one that doesn't get me too excited. he would he would do a great job. He would fit the role. It's just one that to me is a little too obvious. So I'll want to think a little bit outside the box. But that's not a bad casting at all. And if they announced it, I'll be very happy. Oh,
This is
Ken
actually
Jeong
perfect.
would be perfect for the. Okay, yes, I think you win this one, Jikoipi.
Yep.
I
that's the
think you
perfect
win
one.
this one. Ken Watanabe as Roku is a better fit for me than Jet Li. I like Ken Watanabe more for Roku as well. So good shout, Ernest. Thank you.
Thoughts on Zolo?
Oh,
I like
thoughts?
it. I'm
Is it
excited.
Zolo or Sholo?
Sholo, I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm really excited for Blue. I know you're not a fan of Blue Beetle. I love Blue
No.
Beetle, so I'm really excited for this.
I'm indifferent
But-
not only because I don't care for Blue Beetle, but I don't know who Sholo or Zolo is.
Cobra Kai.
I've never seen him in. Oh, that's why I don't know.
He's
him.
been
See?
fan casting himself for years, so it's really cool that he actually got it. And they
Yeah.
told him the time we found out, he found out right beforehand. So that's just
nice.
cool. So the thing
That's
I want to
cool,
put this
yeah.
though is I will still contend Blue Beetle should be going in the theaters. Point blank. This is the first Hispanic big lead superhero film, and it's not going to theaters. Come on now. Same with Batgirl. You're putting Leslie Grace as Batgirl, and you're not gonna put it in theaters. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Jikoipi, you know what? Ernest Fraser, Jikoipi agrees with you. Ernest, scratch that. Ken Watanabe would be perfect for Roku. I agree. And Ernest Fraser also agrees that Ken Jeong would be perfect for the Cabbage Guy. Dude, we're casting the Avatar, all
Yeah.
of us together. Look at
Yeah,
this
they should've hired
beautiful,
us.
harmonious thing. We're bringing this show to life faster than the showrunners themselves. All right. You know who I had cast as Zula? Midori Francis. She was the girl who played the best friend to Molly Gordon's character in Good Boys. I'm vaguely remembering.
No,
I'm vaguely
I don't
remembering
know. I
the
know who
face.
she's talking about. I don't know.
Let me
Sure,
check.
I guess I don't.
Midori Francis. There she is. Didn't even need to type the last name. Where was she? She's 27 because she's from 94, so a year after me. Oh, she's from that Dash and Lily on Netflix show. I haven't seen enough of her. I vaguely remember the face on Good Boys, but I don't have enough a sample size, so I don't disagree, but I can't agree with the choice either. Randall Park as Earth King would be great. I want to see her. Randall Park as Boomy.
That's so. I actually saw that earlier, and I was like, maybe. Boomy's a
He has
really
to be-
interesting- Boomy's a really
have-
weird character though.
He
And
is.
really
They
important
They would
character.
have to put him. They would have to put him in a lot of good makeup for him to be older. That is, I mean, they could just make him 50 years old. Who cares? Not who cares, but who knows? I think that'd be good. I
How
think.
would they just make you King Boomy? Done. That's it.
No, I'm white. They can't.
You're Portugal. You're Portuguese, not Portugal. Portuguese.
I'm white.
Yeah.
I am the entire country of Portugal. All
You
right.
control rats too.
No, we don't have that many rats, okay? We're not defined by... I've seen more rats since I've been in London than I ever saw back in Portugal.
I've seen a rat like once in my life, and it was at Disneyland.
It's Mickey.
And I
You
saw,
found Mickey.
I saw a
You
cat
found the hidden
chasing
Mickey.
it, and it fucking ate it, and I was fucking dying laughing when I was a kid. It's like, holy shit.
So if you go to the tube or the underground here in London, you'll see one every time. Every fucking time.
Oh. Does
Tony
Bruno have
Movie
them for
Chappie.
pets?
What?
Does Bruno have them for pets?
No. She only has fish for
Oh, okay.
pets.
Good.
Thoughts on Chronicle finally getting a sequel, but the idea for it feels like a rehatch of the first movie with girls. I wish we could have gotten Max Landis' original sequel
Max
idea.
Landis is a
Chronicle.
piece of shit. So,
That's true, and I don't want a sequel or a reboot or anything to do with Chronicle, honestly. Most likely Josh Trank isn't coming back to direct, but I still don't want it. I don't like the first one. I don't like the idea. Guys, when I tell you I fucking hate found footage, I fucking hate found footage. So when I also
how
tell
are
you
you
that
gonna
I
like
do,
Chris Stuckman's film then?
we don't know that it's going to be found
It
footage.
is. It's found footage. It's found footage.
Well, then I'm probably not going to like it. I'm sorry, Chris, but I'll still be rooting for it. So, cause look, I hate found footage, but I love Cloverfield. There's an exception to every
Yeah.
rule.
I love found footage. Can I pick the last question before I go?
Yes.
G. Colby asked a really good one at 8:45. Do you think I can read it if you can't find it. I don't want you to get lost.
Yeah.
G. Colby Porter asked, do you think Sean Levy would be a perfect for Deadpool 3 after seeing Free Guy, or if not, who would you want? This is a good question because I actually have seen this. I don't think Sean Levy should do a Deadpool film. He makes family films. That's just it. He makes it for where it's great for adults and kids. Deadpool, if you're going R-rated, yeah, I'm sure Sean Levy could pull it off, but I don't want him to do it, weirdly enough. I would rather want to see someone else tackle Deadpool in the MCU or however they're doing it, Deadpool 3. I know the writers of Bob's Burgers are doing the script right now, which the two they have actually I'm really excited for. So I would want someone that maybe would fit that tendency. I kind of want maybe a comedy director to do this next one, to be honest, or someone who is stylized. Whoever
I have
did Game
two
Night,
names.
I wouldn't mind with the guys who did Game Night. I know they're doing Dungeons and Dragons right now, but I think they would be pretty good.
They would be a good fit. I have two names. One of them is already in the MCU, but if you want to see his talents again, Taika Waititi, I think would be great for a Deadpool movie. Another name, someone who was meant to direct an MCU movie now back in the day. Someone who is...
Wait. Can I guess? I know.
Okay, let me finish the setup and then you can guess. Okay. Someone who is branching their horizons by doing something very different this year. An amazing director, one of my favorites, one of Zach's favorites.
It's one of your best friends, right?
One of my best friends. I can tell already you got it. Yeah. One of my best friends that I've had the pleasure of meeting. Really short guy, but really sweet guy. Zach, go ahead.
Edgar fucking Wright. Fucking right. Both of those would be great. And I would actually say I wouldn't be surprised if Taika did it, but Taika's doing his Star Wars film next. So that's my only Deadpool's filming by next year. So we're gonna
another excuse to get Edgar. Another excuse to get Edgar.
Yeah. For right now, we don't know if he has another film coming up. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, and whoever they get, it'll probably be handpicked from Ryan Reynolds. That's just the truth. It'll probably be Ryan Reynolds is very creatively involved with Deadpool. Which is one of the reasons that Tim Miller left the second Deadpool, which makes me really sad. Did you ever see the original concept for what Tim Miller wanted?
No.
Griffin interviewed Tim Miller for Dark Fate, and I remember he goes, my friend's obsessed with your first film. He was talking about me. He goes, oh, here's a little tidbit. He was gonna have the Thing in it. He was gonna bring in the Thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, fuck, man, that would have been great. That would be fucking cool, man. So, I love Deadpool, the first one, so I'm really hoping this works. Sean Levy, I wouldn't want. Sean Levy's perfect for family feature films. He could do an MCU film for sure, but not a Deadpool one. Let's put it this way: what character would you want Sean Levy to direct?
Ooh,
I was gonna say an Ant-Man. I wouldn't mind. Like seeing him do an Ant-Man.
Yeah, I could totally see him doing an
You know what? No.
Sure.
Young Avengers. I know you don't love he would do a really good Young Avengers.
I wouldn't give him let me put it this way. He's not a choice I'd be against, but he's not someone in my mind who I think fuck yes, Sean Levy for Young Avengers, you know? Who would I have? What would I have him direct?
Someone he just said around. Deadpool and Spider-Man would be perfect for Sean Levy.
Sean Levy.
I know doing a Spider-Man movie.
A Spider-Man movie would also be pretty good. Sean Levy directing a Fantastic Four movie? Yeah. I think it's a pretty damn good fit.
Yeah, that would.
I think it's a pretty damn
X-Men?
Good fit.
Would you mind him with the X-Men or no?
I don't. Again, if I saw him announced, I'd be like, cool.
It also
Feige chose him. I trust him.
You know what I mean? Because we don't know if they're going a little bit more serious with the mutants. Are they going to go a little bit more lighthearted? What version are they doing? You know, so there's a lot of questions. Exactly. There's a lot of cool things in there. But Sean Levy could do an MCU film easily. But not for Deadpool though. Deadpool's still going to pretty much remain separate in my opinion. So but I'm excited, and thank you so much, Ren, for always having me. I'm going to go join up with James and Christian. All of you guys have fun. I have really no videos coming out this week besides What If and Coda, which I'm really excited to finally review Coda on the channel. Ren just did a review of it.
I forgot to rank Coda. Coda is number one. Coda is number
Coda's
one.
number
Coda
one.
is one of the best fucking movies of the year. I love it. Better than Suicide Squad. Better than most movies I saw this year. It's easily
It's
in my
really
top
good.
5 of the year so far. It's
Really good, guys.
fantastic.
Do not miss out.
Fantastic.
I interviewed the father, and he was fucking great. His actual daughter's actually in Coda, so he said it was a very
yeah.
personal story. So my interview will also be up. So I do have videos coming out, but definitely much of that. But guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna run off. Have a great day, guys.
Thank
and
you,
be
Zach.
safe. Born in the USA, Ren. Born in the USA.
Even though I wasn't. See you, brother.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to keep going for a few more minutes, guys. Let's just finish up. And thank you to Dominican Scott for supporting the channel. Not even asking a question. Thank you so much, my friend. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so we were here. We did this one. Zika Zaz and Sally currently at the beach for a week with the fam as one last vacation before school starts back up. What's your favorite vacation that you've been on? So a few years ago, before I moved to London, this was 2017. It's a while now. I came with Bruna at the time. We came to London for a few days just to visit the city because we love London. Even before we moved to London, we loved it. And then on the same trip, so it was like 3 days in London. And then from London, we went to France to stay at Disneyland and go to Disneyland together. And funny story, at the time, it was the week that Dunkirk was coming out. So if you go watch my Dunkirk review, I'm in a barren hotel room in Disneyland. I'm not like in a good set or anything. I went to see Dunkirk at Disneyland, which is a weird combination. But yeah, that's what happened. That's probably my favorite because London, 2 countries in one single trip. There's a really cool trip I took to Spain once in 2012, right? The year I went to college, the summer before college started for me. But that's way too long a story to tell on this show, but that one is also awesome. But I'll go with the London, France one. Thank you for asking. That's a really cool question. Thank you, Zeke. Joe Fletcher, did you see the updates we got from last producers of the... From the producers of the new Predator movie? If you have seen them, what are your thoughts? All I know from the Predator movie, I've read headlines. I've not read like actual articles, so I know very little. I know it's going to be called Skulls. I know it's almost done shooting. It's either shooting or done with pre-production, and they're about to shoot. So I'm excited. It's Dan Trachtenberg. I'm a huge fan of his. Cannot wait for this next one. And I actually do enjoy the latest one we got from Shane Black. Flaws and all. All right. Who should play Suki and Princess Yue? Oh, that's tough because now we're going to young actors, and I hope they cast unknowns. So I really don't want to give out names. But there's a very talented girl who was in a Disney Channel show. Then she was in a Disney Plus movie last year, and she's going to be the new Doogie Howser, even though her name is not Doogie Howser. I don't know her name, but she starred in a Disney Channel show called Andy Mack. I believe that's the name. I think she's actually quite talented. I think she would fit the part. I just don't know if she's like young enough to fit the rest of the age of the main group, because now you have to cast around that too. She would also be a pretty cool Toph, now that I'm thinking about it. But for Princess Yue, again, it's the same. I want young unknowns to have their breakthroughs with this show. Because it's easy to go for the older roles because you know these big stars from all around Asia, from the classic martial arts movies, and they've been in other productions as well. The young ones are the really tough nuts to crack, so to speak. But I hope they're unknowns. I hope they're complete unknowns, much like our main cast. Dominican Scott, have you seen Black Summer on Netflix? No. I think it's a better zombie show than The Walking Dead. 2 seasons and only 8 episodes, no filler. I've never seen it. I'm not sure I even heard about it. I know a show called Cruel Summer. I don't know if I know Black Summer, but thank you for letting us know about it, Dominican. Dominican also asks, do you guys know Mid-Level Media, big physical media collector channel? Nope. Never heard of him, but if he's a big physical media collector, we are kindred spirits, my friend. All right. I got one for Boomy. Mad Dog from the Raid movies. That'd be pretty cool. And I would just Eco Waste. Get Eco Waste in this. Get Joe Talsim. Get Joe Talsim and Andrew Koji on this. Mad Dog for Boomy. I was. Who were we talking about for Boomy previously? I would still go with Randall Park, but it's such an unexpected casting. I kind of fucking love it. So that's a really good shout, GKOP. That's a really good shout. When are you gonna have another guest on? I don't know, man. Because the thing about guests is, I don't want to bring back people we already have had on the show without branching out to others, but the people I do know and want to bring on the show for the first time, they're usually unavailable. You just saw that I tried to call in James. James is someone for over a year I've been trying to get James on the show, but he's legitimately busy. There's nothing bad between us and James. It just happens to not work around when it comes to the time in time zones. Those are always a bitch. I want to get people into the show, obviously. I just want to get as many of the content creators that we know and are friends with that we still haven't gotten on the show. I don't want to go back to the repetitions. Though I'll welcome back I've said this before, anyone who has already been to the show, they're more than welcome to join whenever they want, whenever they can. So if any one of them is watching the show right now, whenever you want to join the show, please feel free, let us know, and I'll throw you the link. So but I'm also someone who is very socially anxious. So I always feel very awkward. Like, hey, what's up? Do you want to come into the show? I still feel awkward about that. So if you're a content creator, you want to be on the show, we know each other. Let me know. Shoot me a DM on Twitter, on IG. The links are in the description. So if you want to join the show and you're a content creator then I already get along with and we know each other's content, we watch each other's content, please let me know if you want to come on the show. Zach and Ren, or just Ren now. How would you react if they announced a live-action Toy Story? Very badly. I'd be very much against it. Let's never do that, please. Guys, listen, I haven't even seen the new Suicide Squad yet. My plan is to go see it. If I can't make it, I will wait for the Blu-ray release because I refuse to watch the HBO Max, sit at home, and be distracted. That's a good strategy. Though on Blu-ray, that will still happen. And you'll run the danger of spoilers. The biggest worry you got right now is the people out there spreading spoilers. So watch it as fast as you can, whether it is on HBO Max or if you're safe enough and feel secure enough in going to the theater, please go, because apparently the film is not doing well, so it needs all the support it can get. Damn, we went over the 2-hour mark. All right, I'll take 3 more questions and then we're done. We took the Sean Levy one. Can't wait for them to say that Edward Norton was in a different multiverse. I can't comment on this. I'm sorry. And that doesn't count as a question. I'll still take 3 more. I see questions about the Flash that I cannot answer, especially when Zach is not around. Where are we? Caleb Richardson, thoughts on the rumors that Disney and Sony are negotiating to potentially bring another Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland to the MCU? Do it. You're making money for both of y'all companies. Just do it. It's the thing that really bothers me when people talk about the negotiations between Sony and Disney is like they're making money. All of them are making great money because they're working together and they have this deal. Why would they throw that away? Because right now there's no downside, really. In fact, I would say Sony needs more Marvel than Marvel needs Sony, because the MCU was doing well even before Spider-Man. But I think it's a win-win-win situation if they keep that deal up. Sony wins, Disney wins, we the fans win. So I hope those rumors are correct. I wouldn't be surprised if they are, because I only see this as a win for every company and for us, the audience. So great question. Thank you for asking, Caleb. Jico EP, did you know the character of the Boulder on Avatar was inspired by The Rock, and the creators want to get Dwayne Johnson to voice him? Yes, and did you know that because they couldn't get Dwayne Johnson, they did get his tag team partner Mick Foley to voice the Boulder, which is also a reference to The Rock, because they were tag team partners, they were tag team champions. The Rock and Sock connection united through the Boulder and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Peyton Elizabeth Lee, that is the answer. Thank you very much. That is right, completely right. Thank you so much, Jico EP. Good shout. And I'll take one more question. If anyone has one more really fucking great question, throw in a question that will blow my mind, and we'll finish on that one. Now, today's show went by fast, damn, because I thought we still had like 10 minutes until the 2-hour mark, and now we're over 10 minutes of the 2-hour mark. So today's show went really fucking fast. But throw in one last question, guys, and I'll answer it so we can go out on a high note. And let me see if I didn't miss any good questions. And I have to fix my chair because it's shaking a lot. And we did miss the melon lord and cactus juice. We missed that reference. Both of us did. Both of us did. So don't just blame me. Blame Zach too. He got out of the woods. He's not here anymore. But and now he's calling me a fake fan. I'm not a fake fan. It's just been a while. You know what? I should rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender soon. But yeah, I fully admit that I missed the reference. It went over my head. What can I say? I'm a bad man, but I promise to fix the issues I have with not remembering the Melon Lord and Cactus Juice. It's a shame. It's a shame that I didn't catch it. But yeah. All right, guys. We'll take that as the final note on today's show. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, from Jico EP, Caleb Richardson, Tony Movie Chappie, Heezy Hay, Ernest Fraser. Lots of new names I'm not familiar with. Okay, that many seems got through in the last question. What are your remaining plans for the rest of the year? It's halfway over. Continue to grow the channel, continue to solidify relationships I have with studios, continue to write and hopefully publish my book. That's the biggest goal right now, to finish the goddamn book and be satisfied with it, not just write something and whatever, throw it out there and hopefully people buy it. A good story that I have, keep working on the screenplays I have written, because they're not final drafts. I'm still not fully satisfied with that. And continue to look for a stable job in the film industry. So yeah, those are a few of my goals. I know they're very vague, but I'm not the type of organized person that does those specifics. Okay, I have to do this and this and this with this timestamp on it, and this time, and I have this deadline and whatnot. Right now, my biggest goal is continue to give you content that I think you'll enjoy and that I'm satisfied with. Continue to have fun with you guys. Always be honest with you. Always keep on trying and improving my content. Not only visually, but sound-wise, how I present myself. Continue, again, solidify those relationships I have with the studio so I can give you guys those early reviews that I'm so blessed and privileged to have access to. Because the review for What If drops on Tuesday. I don't remember exactly which time, so stick around my Twitter and I'll let you know. I'll have an embargo. I'll have the review scheduled to drop on Tuesday. I've seen the first 3 episodes. So me, Zach, James, Leo, a lot of other people who have our reviews dropping. That's all I can say for now. But yeah, And keep writing the book. The book is the thing I really want to put out there, and hopefully people buy it and enjoy the story and enjoy what I had to say through their story. But yeah, what if review coming this week? Maybe something else. I'm still not sure. Still working out the kinks of some things. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, for joining Zach. Again, Dominican Scott, Chico EP, Tony Movie Chappie, Easy Hey, Caleb Richardson, Ernest Frazier. New names here on the channel. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy the content and stick around for more. Patrick Burrow, Network 98, Real James, Joe Fletcher, Zeke Gonzalez Ansaldi is going to watch Suicide Squad tonight. Thank you, everyone. You guys are the best. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell this to Zach, but I'll let you guys know. Next week, on Saturday morning for me, because right now it's afternoon where I'm from, I'm taking my first vaccine. Fucking finally. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure if I'm going to have my reaction. But just in case I'm very groggy and Zach is the one that leads the show next week, you guys can already prepare just in case something happens with me. You'll know why it's happening to me. But yeah, all right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other and the ones around you. Until the next one, the most important thing, love each other and love